There's a bathroom inside. That's a normal bathroom. This is just so you could look at guys' wangs.
That's interesting.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
How's your coffee?
It's going to be dynamite.
Do you want to hear the rest of that story? Or
Yeah. Oh, no. I like to, we do the pre-show, of course. If you go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, you can watch live as we record the show, get it ad-free. Plus, you get those big pre- and post-shows. You can get them after the fact, too, if you don't watch them live. You don't give us any bucks. You go to YouTube, you go to Rooster Teeth, you go to podcast services, you get it there. So I like the tease.
Yeah.
Because it's just like me, right? I walked out during the pre-show. I said, when I come back and I sit down, the show starts. Yeah. I sat down. You're peeing outside while people look at your wang.
Yeah.
What else is there to the story?
No, that's pretty much it.
Stand-up comedy.
Yeah, then you did stand-up comedy in front. So everybody could just see your dick?
I didn't realize that was like a thing that they do there. It's like a kink thing at the bar specifically. You can go to the normal bathroom if you don't want people to see your pee-pee.
Sure, but you don't mind.
I mean, I don't know. It's the only part of my body I actually like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm down if other people want to see it. But
It's eerie sometimes how it all syncs up. Because I did want to talk about something very similar here. I'll get to it in one second.
We're all the same person.
Over here, the Hispanic heartthrob, Andy Cortes.
Hey guys, a lot of people giving me shit about not eating a torta in the comments from last week.
Yeah?
Like,
What about it?
I'll say I'm a little upset
tacos
about it.
are our main export.
Listen.
Like, there isn't one person in my predominantly like Spanish-speaking family who's eating a torta. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Torta. I don't even want to
I
say
love how
it
you say it with disgust, like a
because
gringo.
I looked at it and it's like this looks like a burger. This isn't like something like we just say tacos and fajitas and botanas. You have a botana?
No,
Yeah, but if
I
you
didn't
say-
want to, though.
if
I
you
want
say
to.
A botana is like a
with those. It's
A botana is a giant platter just full of fucking like
yeah.
fajitas and
Yeah.
chips and cheese and guac. It's like a giant platter.
Fuck
it's like
yeah,
we're
that
partying
sounds
tonight.
great.
Yeah. But a lot of
See,
people
it's-
checking my Mexican card. I was like, well, first off, I don't speak Spanish very good, so that should have been your first. That should have been your first indication. But I haven't eaten a torta. Fuck
That's
off.
the big problem with you. And it's hard for us to say because we're three white guys at the table, but it just seems like you're really bad at being Mexican.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the Mexican. I think it's just like a human being. Like, because here's the thing:
You're bad at being a
mac
human
and
being.
cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Corn dogs were a thing.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm not surprised you didn't have. If you were like, oh man, I've never had a taco, I'd be like, that's Andy. You know?
But I haven't had a
Your
torta.
teeth fell out too that time.
Yeah, but that's different though.
My tooth fell
But
out,
I
yeah.
just feel like
eating fajita.
It's
That's what it was.
I just feel like growing up in Southern California, tortas weren't a thing. They
Yeah,
just weren't.
same with.
I only know
I've
it from
never-
taco trucks.
yeah.
Like I said,
I've
Ryan
se-
Gettys back at IGN when the taco truck would roll up and we'd all go get tacos or burritos, he would get a torta.
Like it was always. I
I'm saying
guess
it right?
it's
Torta.
on the menu
Torta.
everywhere I've
Torta.
ever gone, but it's not the go-to thing.
Barrett, can you
I don't
throw me
think
some
it's the
photos of
go-to anyway.
tortas?
Not by
There's not
any
torta trucks. You know what I
Tortas.
mean?
Yeah, it's taco trucks.
Yeah.
burrito trucks, chili
means.
trucks.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortas.
There you go. Just throw me up a torta because it's another one. I see people eating them. Yeah, see.
It just
Like,
doesn't,
it
doesn't
looks
look
like-
good. Also, it looks disgusting.
What?
Yeah.
I would say it looks disgusting.
No, it
fucking
does. That
picture
does
looks
because it's
gross.
got the smush. I don't like that. I don't like it when the thing I like a Cubano once in a while when I can psych myself up that
Click
I'm
on
gonna be
that
greasy. It's gonna be greasy. We're gonna roll in a pit of
Oh,
grease.
no,
One
Cool
down,
Greg.
one over.
Cool Greg, you can never
Click on
eat one of
that
these. The ingredients
That
for the
looks
one
disgusting.
the ingredients for the one we were looking at was 1 cup of mayonnaise.
Gross. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody said, "Hey, if you grab a plate of tacos or something, and then
Tacos.
you take this,"
why do you say it like?
Because
I'm
I
trying to get
love-
your cred back.
No,
It's gone.
no.
You're white.
if you do a split screen of that image and then a plate of tacos, it's like,
No fucking contest.
which is the more Mexican Latino
Tacos.
thing? The
Straight
tacos,
tacos.
not the fucking Subway sandwich that they sell during like fucking the 16 de septiembre or some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Ay, Dios
Exactly.
mío, yeah.
My buddy, growing up, my buddy Todd's mom, he was half Irish, half Mexican.
You know Todd's mom.
Yeah, Todd's mom. My buddy Todd's
Love
mom
her.
used to make tacos, but she would make them. She'd make the taco, roll it, put a toothpick in it, and then fry it. And it was like it's basically like a taquito, but instead
Yeah,
of rolling it, you
flauta.
just. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Oh god,
flauta are like the super fried.
And then
ones.
you could pry it open and stuff cheese in it.
Dude,
and it would
Underdogs.
snack back. Fuck, it was
Their
so
flautas
good.
are on another goddamn level.
Really?
Is that what
Oh,
flauta
yeah.
Never had 'em.
is?
They're so good.
Have I been eating flautas this entire time? I didn't know.
I think you're ordering flautas. You don't remember that? Rounding
that's
out the group, of course, Forbes 30 under 30, a.k.a. the best baby blues in San Francisco, a.k.a. the verified one at Tim Gettys.
That's the most. I love that Lizzo's just staring into my eyes.
I love that we all look like we got the note that to wear black shirts
You're the
to
one who
shoot
fucked
the
it
gig,
up.
but nobody said just all black. So
I
we
mean,
all
he
wore.
didn't fuck up. He just needs to stand up a little bit.
He's got
Show
too
it
much
off.
color.
Yeah, but there's the white text.
We got the monochrome here, and then he's got the red
Lizzo down there.
It doesn't count if there's color on the shirt, Tim. It doesn't count if there's color on the
I want to
shirt,
remake
Tim.
this shirt with you in it.
I'm in. Please. Can we
First
please
off,
do
no,
it?
it should be Joey Noelle when she's dressed as the old
As
woman.
the
from
old
Hollywood.
The glass of
And it
wine
just
would have
says
to
Joey,
be.
please. Can we just totally rip the shirt
There'd
off?
have to be way more wine in this glass. Like it has to be like a magnum
Sure.
opus.
Is there any wine in the glass? In this
Yeah.
one? No.
Opus.
It's her there, you know. So here's something I noticed this morning.
Yes.
Back to what we were talking about with your pee-pee hanging out. Pee-pee. Over the weekend, and this is, hold on 1 second. Yeah, so housekeeping for you. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Kieran O'Donnell. Today we're brought to you by Upstart and Muggsy.
KOD.
KOD indeed.
Kieran O'Donnell.
I'll tell you about that later. Also remember in housekeeping stuff, right? Love, Sex, and Stuff. Back 2-hour call-in show, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Friday, this very Friday. You might be getting
And
this.
to be clear, this is a one-off special.
Okay.
Yes.
It goes up on
the
YouTube
tweet
later.
that announced it, I think, kind of might have implied that it was a series. People were asking if it's going to be on podcasts and stuff. Instead of doing 8 small episodes, we're doing 1 2-hour freaking
Great idea. I love it.
ride-a-thon.
So-
1 foot long episode.
Hell yeah.
Oh God! What I was going to there, right, is that we are not sponsored by Manscaped today. So this is an actual testimonial. I was shaving my balls yesterday, right, in there with the Manscaping tool, doing the whole thing. No, nothing got snagged, nothing got cut.
Is that a
Great
fight you
stuff.
feel like you can win, or is it one just like
Which one?
the shaving your balls? How hairy are we down there for you?
Well, I mean, not now that I'm Manscaped, not that much.
Good for
You know
you.
what I mean? But then the thighs, of course, hairy. And then, of
Where do you
course,
stop?
here's exactly
Where
the
do you
point,
stop?
everybody.
That
all
is the
right?
problem,
And I
man.
won't show anybody anything. I'm going to get graphic here, Andy. Don't
This is
worry
perfect.
about it,
You
right?
might need to call in this week.
Maybe,
We can
well,
give
no,
you
because
some
it's not a
advice.
problem. It's just an interesting thing that both I overlooked and Andy
I have a
overlooked.
feeling if you were to drop your pants and we were to look at you right now, there'd be a problem.
I'm just saying this is something I overlooked and something Andy overlooked. Where it's, I did the whole manscaping business, you know what I mean, and I stopped and I took my shower and I went about my day yesterday. Today I'm butt naked in front of the mirror there getting ready, and what I noticed is, of course, Andy shaved the bat symbol into my chest, shirtless
awesomely.
Batman. Of course, we're doing kayfabe right now, right? And so he went down and he stopped right as you crest. Right as you crest
At the
over the
thrust
belly
bucket.
into where the pants sit because I wear them too low because I'm fat. However, then when I shave my pube, that I don't count that as pubes, obviously. That's my chest hair, right? I stopped shaving my pubes where that began. So for some reason, because we both have this oversight, I have this one weird hairline here of just uncut chest hair
divider.
/ pube hair right there across the underside of the belly.
Do you think the molecules on this area are like, oh, we don't know what's on the other side? The people down there are like, oh, we don't go up,
we don't
north,
go-
we
we
don't
don't go
cross the
north.
wall.
Yeah,
That's
that's
where
favorite
the
part of that-
wildlings are.
My favorite part is that you still refer to that as chest hair.
All right, what do you call it? Stomach hair?
Torso hair.
Yeah.
Where do your
belly hair.
pubes begin?
Your pubes are very clearly the pube area. The chest is just here. Anything here,
So what do you?
your belly.
What is this?
it's tummy hair.
Okay,
course
that's
it's
fine. Okay,
torso
okay.
hair.
whatever,
Yeah,
we're just
but I
talking about-
appreciate
I'm just looking for a
the chest
clear
level.
line of where. So like
Of
this
delineation?
is this still? You figure my pants. I'm right now. My pants are hanging low because I haven't pulled them up. Right. So I don't. None of this pube is like below the belt. Right.
Yeah.
So right here above on my little gut there, I just have this little crop thing here.
Yeah,
This little-
you go. Well, let's put it this way:
ditch.
if you were to when you let the chest hair grow back, I
Yeah.
assume you're not.
Oh,
Gonna
it's on
keep
its
the
way.
bat
It's on
symbol
its way.
back forever.
But for the record, DC Comics, I'm ready to shave it in Rocksteady Games, WB Montreal. Whenever you need shirtless Batman,
Yeah.
he will really.
I mean, the DC, whatever the fuck, Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever, they're adding new cast members daily.
I know, right? Let me in there. Black Lightning over me? Come on.
Yeah.
bullshit. I feel like you let it all grow in, and then that will dictate where the,
Oh, it'll be fine,
where
man.
the line needs to be.
Yeah. It'll come back.
Yeah. See, my thing is, I kind of just blend it out. Just blend it out. I don't like there to be. I don't want to see the island in the middle of the ocean. You know what I mean? I kind of like
so
everything
glad
to
I'm
just
not
kind
hairy.
of get back onto the shore
Sure.
a little bit.
I have like, I don't have really any body hair. I have
beautiful.
my legs are hairy. I'll say that. But like my chest, I have maybe 10 hairs on my chest area, some hair around the nips, and then I have like one hair right here that I always kind of forget grows. And every once in a while, I'll catch a glance and be like, oh my god, it's like
Teen
an
Wolf.
inch long. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
just one single. Boop.
Yeah.
It's really really bizarre. And then I get a little spider cobweb, white hair, clear hair right here.
I don't like that.
It's like in my temple. And it's another one of those things that I won't notice for 2 months until I notice it. And it's like that long, maybe
That's
2
crazy.
inches long.
It's crazy.
And it's like it's the thinnest fucking material you'll ever see in your life. In your life.
Again, staring at myself today, getting an eyeful. I was like, I gotta start manscaping my armpit hair too.
Yeah, you got
because it's just outrageous. You know what I mean?
Well, that's easy.
Do you do it? Do you
Yeah,
do it?
yeah,
Everybody's talking about Tim?
I used to. It was too itchy, and then I realized like I don't have that much hair.
I got tons.
Oh,
I'm
I
kind
don't-
of like
no, I don't-
I'm like the Charmeleon level of hair when it comes to us.
Okay.
Where it's just like middle. It's just I don't have that much going on. It's just kind of like I have chest hair, but it's like just like a weird triangle. My whole body hair kind of just looks like an hourglass.
I'm like
You got that hourglass figure. That's what everybody wants.
I do. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
No. So you're saying you think that we go to the skin? Because I don't go to the skin.
Oh, you're like
I just trimmed down.
What are you doing to your armpit?
I trim them down. I get him like maybe a half an inch.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
about it. I don't like to go. I don't go all the way down to the skin because then you're right. It does. You get a little itch factor.
Yeah.
But
And
I don't.
I don't put like a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or whatever. I just use the straight, like the actual.
Yeah, and then just go in
the
and
razor,
kinda
and I'll just kind of like just
trim it down
trim
a
a little
little.
bit.
Well, wouldn't that be bare? Wouldn't that? I thought
You don't
did-
go all the
because
way
like
down.
if the
Like-
hair's like this, then I'll just like cut
You
it
just
in
take the
half.
top
Just,
off.
okay.
Because sometimes the garb, because it's concave, it's difficult to get it in there. So yeah, you just take the normal and just kind of open it up and just kind of eyeball it.
Sure,
Try to take a little
sure.
inch off of it.
It holds a lot of body hair or a lot of body scent as well.
Sure.
The
The hair,
The
yeah.
musk.
The musk.
Yeah, you know.
You trim that shit down. There's less area for those
Molecules.
little stowaways.
Yeah, yeah.
Those little scent molecules.
Matthew McConaughey, he doesn't wear deodorant.
It's
At least
disgusting.
based on an interview from like 2010 I read. I don't know what it's changed.
From
but-
2010.
But he was like,
women
he
that
wants
smells musk or
exactly.
whatever
It was his
is, yeah.
pheromones. He wanted his
Disgusting.
pheromones up. He's like
I feel like
Poison
that's-
Ivy, but in Matthew McConaughey form.
There's nothing worse than because in comedy, going back to bringing it back full circle, there's always this stinky comic, and everyone knows who he is, and it's like, oh fuck, he's at the mic because he's a stinky comic because he probably
Is it you?
No, it's never me.
Yeah,
I'm never stinky.
I know. No, you smell good.
Weird.
I agree.
It's weird.
I'm rarely stinky as well.
It's one of my.
But when I do work out, that's when I
You bring the
start
stink?
Yeah.
I see. I don't like. I because there are guys in jiu-jitsu that fucking stink, and a lot of the times it's because they're like the gi will suck it in, and they're not washing it properly. I just yeah, I
You've
don't-
warned me about this with my Under Armour shirts before.
you got the Under Armour shirts the fucking
The lock
worst.
in the stink.
Yeah, there's a difference. Like a lot of guys will wear Under Armour shirts. It's that dry wicking material, and that stuff fucking like the bacteria gets in there and never goes out for some reason. With rash guards, normal rash guards, I just douse that shit with
Gasoline.
no, not bleach. You
Call it a day.
can't use bleach because if the bleach stays on there and people rub against it, it can irritate your skin.
Seems like an advantage to me.
Yeah.
But with rash guards, no, you use vinegar.
Oh.
You put like a cap full of
Yeah.
vinegar in, and it doesn't smell like vinegar when it's done. It just the vinegar kills all the bacteria. For some reason, it just works. I don't know why. And then you use also detergent as well, so it washes out that vinegary smell. It comes out just smelling like normal.
We talked a lot about manscaping, and I won't let us move on until we talk about Matt Scarpino. Because there's something about him
He's
that
so smooth.
any chance Nick gets, he brings up the phrase that he is shaved from eyebrows down. And like I remember when you first told me that it was like back when we worked at IGN, and like I had only met Matt like once or twice, and we were just walking getting coffee, and I don't know why you brought it up because it was not part of the conversation. You're just like, yeah, man, my brother just from the eyebrows down, he's like a seal, and like.
He's
There's
a giant
nothing.
baby.
There's nothing about Matt Scarpino and like a seal that I would
That you
ever,
wanna hear?
ever
Yeah, yeah.
correlate. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know. But then I'll never forget going to.
saw
It
it.
must have been your bachelor party, and seeing him in the pool, and it's like holy shit.
He's a beluga.
He is just straight up smooth, man.
my brother, somewhere around 1996, 1995, somebody told him that it was if you had no hair on your body, it looked better for definition or whatever it was. So he's just been fighting this war against body hair. I mean, to the point where he used to shave his arms, everything. Like you'd feel it, you're like, why is it? It's so weird. And he's like, I don't like the hairy arms. Like we don't have that. Like my arms aren't that hairy.
Yeah.
And his would look like mine. It's not like my dad, where like you hit 60 as an Italian, you turn into a fucking gorilla. Like I'm just like I don't get it. I don't understand. No chest hair, no underarm hair, nothing. Just big baby. It's weird.
Like he just came out of a fucking like a test tube or something.
no, but like
that.
his wife and I would commiserate on it. We would be like, because I'd look at him like, why? Because he'd rub up against you every once in a while by accident. Because he also just
You just slip and
he's
fall.
a bigger guy, and he'll rub up against you like, God damn it, like because you'll get pricklies from the arm and ears, and I'm like, why?
Sure.
And I remember I was staying at his house one time, I'm like, why? I get the chest, sure, but why the arms? And I think it's because once you do the chest, it looks weird. Like, where's the line that you stop? So we just kept going.
the
and
Greg
then he
Miller
was just, like,
problem.
Hence why I got a
everything.
belly belt here now. You know.
And
Belly
like,
belt.
and like, I'm just like, let everything grow out a little bit. And his wife was just shaking her head at me. She's like, I have this conversation with him once a week, and he just won't. And finally, we got him to grow the arm hair back out. but it was a struggle.
little victories,
It was a
though.
struggle.
Yeah.
I have a good headline for this episode, so I don't want to stop. It comes from Mike Gibby Gibson, who wrote into patreon.com/kindafunny. Short version, does Batman masturbate? Greg voice. Hear me out! This could be a really dumb or inappropriate simple yes or no question or topic, or it could be the start of something beautiful. Consider this. We all know that the caped crusader, Tim voice, gets his fuck on. Talia, Catwoman, Batgirl, etc. But does the master of countless martial arts and scientific disciplines ever entertain the concept of polishing the old penguin? If so, how? Maybe Bats has a night to himself in the cave, notices Alfred is off duty, then takes out his Batmite and beats it like an escaped Joker. Can you see him with one bat boot off, junk in hand, and proudly displaying the shave face? Is he human enough to enjoy the ancient art of the slow jerk? Perhaps he likes to buzz Alfred from upstairs and challenges himself to see if he can finish before being caught.
fan fiction.
I'm into it. I'm feeling it. Or sadly, maybe he's too tired to jerk it, but his mind floats back to his parents' death and he can't finish.
Oh, no.
I'm sure Nick could help Batman find some orphan porn.
Orphan porn.
Anyway, thanks for considering this clearly intellectual question. Keep up the great content and keep fucking that chicken, Gibby.
This is a great question, and I actually have some excellent insight that I gained this weekend. Actually, one of Cool Greg's best friends. One of Cool Greg's best friends came over, and we're all hanging out. And this is a kid that they went to middle school with. They went to middle school together. I grew up with him. He's for all intents and purposes family. Haven't
Ruben?
seen him in a very long. It's not Ruben. It's not Ruben. Haven't seen him in a very long time. But every time I do,
Easy?
Go ahead. I'm gonna say his name. His name is True.
Yeah, I knew that was. I knew
True.
there was.
And he's this little hellion of a kid. All right,
Sure.
always up to mischief. It's like you cannot see him for 10 years. You see him once, and you're like, all right, I've had enough. In the best way, you know what I mean? The first words he said to me after I haven't seen him for probably 4 years, he takes his hat off and he was bald. He's like, "Hey, I got big Vin Diesel vibes right now, huh? The most important thing about family," and he already fucked up the quote. And I'm like, I hate you. I fucking hate you. So that was the first thing he said to me. The second thing was he tried to sell me. Nick, look me in the eyes.
I'm here.
He tried to sell me on edging.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's edging? I've heard it before.
Edging. Damn it.
I love it.
Edging is when Cool Greg's gone. Edging is when you do not climax. You get close to climax, but you
you
don't
back it
allow
up.
yourself to come.
Yeah.
Sure. Tantric.
No.
And you
Close.
yeah, and you
The
just
band?
like but he's doing this for a purpose because he believes that it is enhancing his life force.
But is he doing it to himself?
Yes.
That's weird.
Yes. And then he went into way too much detail about it. I got to imagine Batman is an edgelord.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think he is masturbating, but not coming?
6-7 times a day, mastering, not coming,
Just building it up.
building
or-
up his life force.
I feel like it's the opposite where he never touches himself, but every once in a while when he's like beating a perp or a suspect, he just
He gets an awkward boner.
And the guy's like
He's beating up
Batman,
he's
did
beating up a
you-
bunch of bank robbers. Be
Yeah.
like, wait, stop! Do you have an erection right now?
Is that the batarang or what's going on in your pants right now? And he's just like, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at it.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm breaking news from Cool Guy here.
Bruh, so it's gonna be hard to show them, and I apologize about that. But I'll be like, dude, what you doing today? And he just sends me a gif of Edge.
Yeah.
I love that he just discovered.
And it's the GIF. Barrett, can you Google Edge WWE GIF?
That is,
You know it. It's him looking around the ring like
Yeah.
this.
that is so fucking. What movie was it where there was? It was a movie or a TV show where like a sports star had been super popular since he was like young, so he never masturbated and then discovered it, and that became his entire life.
It's the one right
With the
underneath
rope.
that one with the
the
rope
rope.
across his nose.
Yeah,
that's the one
that's
they're
such a
talking
popular.
about.
The one that's like cut in half is really funny.
Yeah, where they cut out the rope. Yeah.
Yeah, it's down there. Go right,
Oh my god!
Down,
that's
down, down.
Freaky. That's so
right,
freaky.
right. Yeah.
The internet.
He
You
looks
never
like
cease.
Stain, the hero killer Stain.
But can you imagine my brother just chilling, hitting up his friend?
What are you
What
doing?
you doing? And he responds with this, knowing damn well what that means.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Wait, what does it mean? I mean,
So
he's
is
edging. He's teasing the dong.
I got
So
it, I got
okay,
it.
so is this just his way to?
What's you didn't explain the life force thing?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I didn't get that far. You know what I mean? This
Get him on
kid
the
phone. Cut off the
he was back
conversation.
on some Vin Diesel hype. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was a hurricane, a tornado of true.
Okay.
But yeah, Life Force, man, got an edge for it, I guess. What is Life Force, Greg? Did he ever explain to you?
I mean, he has a lot. I make fun of him so much while he's talking about it and call it silly that I don't really pay attention. Can you hear me, Bear? But basically, he's just saying when he busts or whatever, he doesn't think straight. So the longer he goes without busting, the clearer he thinks. And every time he busts,
Really?
he's getting
Wow.
rid of his life force. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Nick, what's your take on this?
You got some weird ass friends. It's okay. Look, I'm all for like let's all have a fun talk about sex and like our sexuality and all that stuff. And I totally appreciate that we should, it's important for people to not be shamed or stigmatized about this. But this is some shit you keep to yourself. You know what I mean? This is some shit you just don't tell people that you do. You don't. We're never. I don't think we're ever going to evolve as a human species to where this is a good topic of conversation over dinner. What'd you do yesterday? 8 hours of touching my dick once per 30 seconds. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop right there. Let's stop.
Apparently, if you don't climax, you like it helps you. It helps you build facial hair a lot faster. It helps you grow facial hair a lot
'Cause you're
faster.
That seems like a
Testosterone?
that seems
What?
like a
What? Like if you go a month without jerking off, your facial hair will come in a lot stronger, but you will
don't believe
also get a lot of bad acne issues.
Yeah, this is all This
That's
is all
wives' tale
old
shit.
wives' tale. Yeah.
Really?
I feel like that's the same reason why, like, when athletes are like, we're not gonna have sex for an entire season or whatever. That it's just all wives' tale shit.
Right. Well, boxers do that too, right?
Yeah, they just
Like
they're
boxers
I don't
won't,
want
like,
to
bank
keep
A lot of
the
people won't,
energy
yeah.
in or whatever it is, and it's,
Life
Life
force.
Force.
maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Maybe
life
it
force.
works.
Maybe
See, I
there's
think
something
it's
to
just
try
the
for.
exhaustion angle that makes the most sense.
Barrett, can you do some Googling of Life
I
Force?
just feel like I think there's like there is for sure a hormone dump when you get off. Right. This is there's definitely a decrease in specific hormones. I don't know which ones, but like I imagine that if you didn't do that for a long time, you might feel differently, which is interesting. But
The budget was 25 million and it made 11 million.
When a space mission involving American and British astronauts encounters an alien craft, the humanoids within are brought aboard the shuttle. All right, there you go.
Back on
Life
Earth, one of the
Force.
extraterrestrials who appears to be a
Can you
gorgeous
leave a
woman,
review as Kevin
Matilda
Coelho?
May, proceeds to suck the life force out of various Londoners.
oh my
Wow.
God, yes, please leave a review as Kevin Coelho, but try to channel Kevin. So be like, this movie was sorely lacking. I give it 2 thumbs up, my highest rating, or whatever the fuck.
Highest possible score.
Highest possible score. 2 thumbs up and a glass of chocolate milk.
I really do think that your facial hair will grow in stronger though.
No, that's not true.
That sounds
possible.
just as dumb as the Life Force thing, Andy. Come on.
I could have sworn I read it somewhere.
That's like, remember when you were growing up and like maybe this, actually, let me dial that back. This is definitely what, I don't think it applies to everyone on the table. But I remember when you're growing up, you're a young lad, you got your junk, you got this penis, you don't know what's going on with it. I remember when they were telling us, kids at the lunchroom table were like, yo, Cheetos uses whatever dye, yellow 6 or whatever, and if you eat that, it'll make your dick small. And everybody's like, holy fuck, is that true? You didn't know. No internet at the time.
Surge.
We didn't have the internet back then.
A similar thing in Ohio. That's what we thought Mountain Dew was. Mountain
Yeah.
Dew was killing your
Mountain Dew
your
and
semen.
Surge.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots in
I feel like
Ohio.
I believe that.
We're all idiots.
Kids are dumb idiots.
In
That's what it
Riverside,
comes
they were
down
like,
to.
if you smoke, it's gonna hurt you. I was like, fucking
I don't give a
mad.
fuck.
We were so dumb.
Yeah, still a myth.
Still not
It's
right.
an old wives'
They make
tale.
you shorter. Like whatever.
Flint, Michigan's like, oh, we can't drink the water. We're like, it's fine.
Yeah,
Just do it. You're
fuck
fine.
it.
I'm fine. Batman jerks off, sure. Everybody jerks off.
Does he?
I don't think he does it like we do it.
No,
I
here's
don't
the
think
thing.
he's doing it like, oh man, I'm fucking
Do you think he
bored.
cries
Bruce
afterwards?
Wayne does Batman.
I don't think. I don't think-
Batman's Batman.
He wears
Bruce
the
is the
suit
mask.
as a power
I mean,
trip.
that doesn't matter.
but I don't think Bruce Wayne does.
Then yours doesn't matter.
No, but Bruce, it doesn't matter if it's the mask or the hero or whatever the fuck. Like, one of them does and one of them doesn't.
The question I
Well,
have.
Bruce Wayne's fake. Bruce Wayne died in that alley. Batman was born.
Here's the question I have though: what kind of porn is Batman watching?
It's a good question.
While he's
Nick.
jerking off.
It's a good question.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you
Batman
think Batman's
with-
super into
With
Mitch?
With fucking
'Cause I don't think
Omak
so.
or whatever up in the sky, he's just watching people in the shower. He's doing whatever he wants. Amanda Waller, it's a power move.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I fucking got you, Suicide Squad
See you
lady.
fucking showering off, little towel off.
Exactly. It's exactly what he does.
Do you think he ever hacks into the cameras in Arkham Asylum and he's just
Yes.
jacks off looking at the Joker?
No. Well, maybe probably once or twice, actually.
Like I fucking got you.
Because it's,
now.
it's, just- it's the thing that escalates. Oh, yeah, Batman's got
Batman.
it
He's
all.
a
Batman's
whacker.
got it
Oh,
all.
yeah.
He's a hacker whacker.
Didn't you
know what I mean?
see the Dark Knight where he used all the cell phones to make the cell phone monitor, and then
But it was only
at
good
the
for
end
Lucius
of it,
Fox.
he blew it up, and Lucius Fox was like, first off, I respect you, but second off, this thing costs millions. Like what?
Yeah.
This is
We
a
just
waste of
showed the
money.
power of it.
Yeah.
We just saved a lot of lives using this. Should we not blow it up? Maybe I, Lucius Fox, should lose the moral high ground.
Yeah,
on this
maybe
one.
I realized this is actually a pretty important tool, and also this costs millions.
A lot of
And
money.
we're on our
the
company's going
tumbler.
bankrupt.
Oh, the tumbler.
Oh, the tumbler? Oh, you wouldn't want that.
How do you feel about constant surveillance?
Constant surveillance?
Yeah.
We live in a surveillance. We're in it right now.
Who cares? Take
That's
a
where
look.
you live, bro.
Get a
What
wide
are
eye
your
of it,
thoughts,
you know?
Andy?
I don't know. I'm always of the mind of like, and it's the worst mindset to have, and it's the one that everybody hates. But it's like if it helps us be safer, right? If it helps find criminals out there doing really, really
Sure.
fucked up shit, then is
I
it
don't-
a greater good thing sort of thing? You know what I
It
mean?
boils down to this for me. Like, if you're outside in public, there's a camera on you. I'm okay with that. You're out in public, that is fine. And more often than not, Kevin has the camera and he's following me.
It's catching me
Because you
fart all the
told
time.
him to.
'Cause I told him. So that I don't mind about. It really boils down to like when you're in your home and there's like devices and stuff listening
Sure,
to you.
yeah.
Then
If
that,
Echo-
that-
yeah,
that
Echo
starts
Rose
to be
Road.
that starts to creep me out a little bit.
I'm thinking more of like the CCTV stuff.
Oh, that shit's fine. I mean, who cares?
go
It's
for
like to me, that is one of those things where I'm like, I don't have an expectation of privacy if I'm at a fucking 7-Eleven. You know, like I'm not going to go in there and expect that some camera's not going to pick me up. It's just the way we go.
And in fact, I do hope that there was surveillance today at that 7-Eleven because it smelled so bad.
Whatever the fuck
And I wanted to
happened-
look at the camera and be like, why does it smell so bad in here, dude?
Someone's
Andy,
behind the boards just like,
Does it smell like poop or something else?
It
No.
smelled like someone fucking shit on a torta and then threw it into a grill for 45 minutes. It was
No, but
burned. It
Word
just
of the
smelled
week.
like burned torta.
Word of the week, torta.
it was.
Can I say it like Andy?
But it was that.
Torta.
It was that. But then it was also a very extreme smell of like some sort of cleaning solution. Like
So
they were
they tried
trying
well,
to
to.
someone
fix
was
it?
trying to
Yeah.
solve the problem.
It was bad.
Yeah.
They Kevin'd it.
It was terrible.
that 7-Eleven over there is always chaos.
There?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No,
And
no,
I've
no.
I've been to 7-Elevens before we were like, okay, this is actually kind of a mellow 7-Eleven, but but for the most part, there's always an
It's
under.
a chill 7-Eleven. I could start a life here.
Well, I used to go to
Settle down,
7-Eleven.
have a
I used to go to
family.
7-Eleven in Irvine, where me and my buddies, because we didn't have any money, we'd all just pull and get a pack of cigarettes, and then sit outside the 7-Eleven and smoke cigarettes
sure.
till the guy told us to leave.
There are good 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
They're few and far
But
between.
What I'll say is, I've never been to a 7-Eleven, even mellow, that doesn't have an underlying current of tension in there. You know,
Any second it could pop the fuck
like
off.
you walk in, you're like, it's quiet, but does that mean it's mellow? You know, like the guy behind always behind the counter is always a little on edge, and you're like, is this the one guy that thought it was cool to strap the fucking shotgun underneath it? You know, so you can just pull the trigger and shoot
Sure,
whoever's in front of
sure.
him without having to pull it out.
Wyatt Earp style.
Exactly. But this one over here is not that. This is the guy is like, it's like when you see a mom in a Starbucks and she had to have the fourth kid. She just had to have that fourth kid, and she's just gone. Like, I don't care about anything anymore. I'm just spaced out. One of the kids climbing up the ceiling like a fucking demon, and you're like, is the kid? And it just falls behind her, and she doesn't care because she's got 10 more coming on the way. That's what this 7-Eleven is. That dude was wide-eyed and just was like, what's going on, man?
Eyes in the back of his
And Andy
head.
and I are like, the second we walked in, I was like, that's whatever the smell is disgusting. By the time we got over to the 5-hour energy drink, which was, by the way, just 5 feet from the entrance, I was getting a headache already. This guy's been there all day. Lord knows what that did to his body chemistry. It was bad.
Yeah.
Bad. That
Cool,
whole
Greg.
little mini mart's terrible.
Can I tell the
Yeah, I
7-Eleven
can't believe that's
story?
why you stopped there because
With your beef?
You got a beef with
Like the
7-Eleven?
quick version. Oh, yeah. So there's a 7-Eleven near where my brother used to live. That he lived there for years. And we go to the 7-Eleven as much as you imagine Cool Greg's going to a 7-Eleven constantly.
Oh, I
right?
love 7-Eleven.
And there's
I'm
this
with Cool Greg
dude
on this.
that for over 10 years has worked there.
Yeah.
And
real
he's
quick
always,
time out. Is part of you going there because you want to live like The Simpsons and like have like that Quickie Mart experience and like you're a regular there?
I stopped going to stores once I get that relationship.
Okay.
I hate that small talk.
So there's this dude. He hates the small talk, but if you know Cool Greg, he's all about the
the
dap.
handshakes, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like saying what's up to people.
Is that what that is?
And yeah, so
For fun on Twitter, go ahead and just go into the GIF section and put in Watto and look for the kind of funny GIF that's Watto coming on set and Barrett being so mad and Cool Greg fist bumping Watto. It's my favorite.
But Cool Greg would know this guy because he'd go there so often. So when he'd be like, "What's up, man?" and like they would just do it, and that was it for years and years and years. One time he did this. It was like midnight or something like that, and he's at the 7-Eleven, goes to do it to this guy. The guy's talking to one of his friends or something, and Cool Greg just being like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then he looked at this guy that he didn't know, and was just like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" and like puts his hand out. The guy like loses his shit at my brother.
He definitely was stressing out for something. Like, he probably went to the guy's job to be like, "Hey, I'm going through this or something," but I didn't realize that because he lost his shit at me trying to shake his hand.
And
What was his initial thing? Just, why you fucking touch me?
Fuck you! I don't know you, man. What you trying to shake my hand for, bro? Why you walking up on us like that? I'm like, oh,
Gotcha.
shit.
You're like, I'm a regular here?
Y'all at the front door.
like, damn. And anyway, my brother gets banned from 7-Eleven after that. This dude straight up won't let him fucking go in.
Dude, 7-Eleven needs to get their fucking policy.
Can we film this? Can we send your brother there with a camera?
Dude, and I've seen it. There's been years after this. I was just like, I had to
That's
get
awesome.
something from 7-Eleven, and I almost didn't believe it. Where I was just like, dude, you must have misread the situation. There's no way I know this guy. Like I've seen him a million times. And we go in, and immediately, no, not you, not you. And he like points. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I get all self-righteous. That didn't end well.
Dude,
Are you banned from 7-Eleven now
No,
too?
I'm not. I don't know actually, but
I had a very similar experience.
You got a 2-year suspension.
Where I was like, I don't understand the double standard here at the 7-Eleven. I walk up the other day, was walking, sometimes I walk to get coffee. On the way back, I'm like, it'd be really good, a Tillamook beef jerky stick.
Okay.
Now the Tillamook beef jerky sticks, as you know, right at the front,
Of course.
underneath the cashier, you have to open up the little plastic thing and you take one. There's always tongs. Okay, so now, and I look for the tongs and I find them. They're dangling off, and I'm like, I'm gonna use the tongs, right? I use the tong, grab one, put it in my hand, and the guy goes, "Hey, thank you for using the tong." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because nobody uses the tong. They just reach in there and they grab it." And I'm like, first off, I'm putting this shit right the fuck back. Second off, I was like, is that what people do? He's like, yeah, people are just rude. They just reach in and they grab a bunch and then they just put it back in there. Their hands are all over that. You're the only person I've seen in a long time using the tong. And I'm like, I'm definitely not going to eat this now. But I ate it anyway. I go back.
God damn it!
I go
What a
back
twist.
a week later, same guy, right? And I'm like, hey man, just like where are the tongs? I'm gonna use the tong. And the guy looks at me and goes, "Hey, just grab them."
Nobody uses a fucking tongue.
And I was like, what? You just gave me a whole sanctimonious speech about why our society. It was like this bigger picture, analogy for society and how nobody uses.
Are
the
you
tongs.
sure they're not identical twins?
Not possible. I mean,
I
it's
jumped to that
possible,
too.
Not positive.
What's
This
that
is-
say about us, Greg?
This is such a Curb Your Enthusiasm situation.
Hey, have you guys noticed that the taquitos at 7-Eleven?
Yeah, those
you
are-
grab them yourself now.
Do you really?
Yeah, there's a space, little tongs or whatever you're
Yeah,
talking about.
tongs.
You put them in. It's fucking bullshit. It's
That's
weird.
tong.
I haven't been in a 7-Eleven in years. When
wanna
I
go?
went to, yeah, sure. When I went to, huh?
He never leaves the fucking office. That's
There's
why.
none close to where I live or anything and I don't drive, so why would I don't ever stop anyone. When I went to New Jersey though, I went to Wawa. Everybody told us to go to Wawa. I've heard about Wawa for years, right? Get a sandwich, great, do all that stuff. When we're checking out of Wawa
Say it one more.
with the sandwich, I say to the Wawa employee,
Oh, is it? You're talking about Walmart?
no, Wawa.
What the fuck?
WAWA.
God damn it!
It's basically, think of a 7-Eleven that makes dope sandwiches in the back. It's like
What's
it's
it?
a
There are
whole
no
East
dope
Coast
sandwiches.
thing. It's a whole East Coast thing. It's great.
Hate sandwiches.
That's fine, but just for the
want-
fucking point of this goddamn story.
Barbara Wawa.
I fucking hate you. Anyways, when we got to the front though, there you go. See, it's a
okay.
gas station. It's
Sure.
a convenience store. It's got food.
Sure.
They
It's
call
like
these
this is like an AM PM.
Man, this
They
fucking
had great. Remember? Did you see the
The
one?
gobbler.
Holy shit! Go back to
dude.
the, it's got mashed potatoes on it. Maybe that's what Kevin was talking about.
This looks like a fucking This looks like a sample website of what you could do if
Yeah,
you
with
use
Wix.
with
Yeah,
Wix.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, if you eat at this place, you are definitely getting the squeegees. It's definitely.
I
gonna
ate there
fuck
and
up
I
your
was
stomach.
fine.
Wait, was
they
this
had-
when you went to the Quick Stop?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to talk to you about that.
It was I Instagrammed the story of all the flaming hot products in the fire extinguisher. That was at the Wawa. That was a Wawa display. However, when we got to the front, they have all the things up there, and I was there when they were like, the gobbler's back. It was a big fucking deal. We didn't get the gobbler, but the gobbler was back there. They also had hey, we got buffalo chicken bites at the front too. And so like we're getting up there, and that's when it's more like the 7-Eleven, like all the little that little wax paper bag full of stuff. And so Jen and I were already living. We had that. We had those New Orleans Zappos chips or whatever the hell they're called, Zappas.
I hate
And-
Zappos.
Well, it's rare that they were there. We want to try. And then I was like, I'm getting these buffalo chicken bites because we're living. We're on vacation.
Was that the shoe site?
Living
And
on
we
the
got
edge.
them. Yeah, it is the shoe side. It is the shoe side. And when we got back there and we opened it all up right, and we did it, I got so excited. I ate the buffalo chicken bite, and it turned out it was just a Tyson chicken nugget that was like, when you get those, you put frozen, you put them on the thing. I was so disheartened.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What did you think it was gonna be?" I was like, "I thought it was like a fried buffalo chicken cheese. I thought it was like when we go to Cheesecake Factory and we get the buffalo blitzes or whatever.
Titan toothpicks
Dude,
over there.
Buffalo
The Sunset Brewery.
Blasters, buffalo blasters.
The Noriega Sunset
I know,
Brewery.
well.
They changed the menu. Fucking.
Do they still have that giant bowl of little wings?
They do.
Okay, good.
But they now also have cauliflower bites, but they're spicy with sriracha drizzled on
yes.
them, with jalapenos dropped in there. Oh my god, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've never had like a
Cauliflower.
fried cauliflower.
Dude.
I'm gonna say it. It rivals the chicken.
How dare you?
You don't need it. It tastes the same.
Well, it's like if it's battered and fried.
Yes.
But I will say this: there's a place I went to that's they're called Artie Rotisserie. It's like a sister restaurant of another one of the a place called Rich Table, which is like a bougie ass restaurant that's right down the road. You've been to Rich Table.
Rooster Teeth's really gone downhill, man.
This place is like it's a counter restaurant. You walk in, you order, but they sell as a side an entire like grilled head of cauliflower with a drizzled like sauce on it, and it's
Fuck, that sounds.
fucking unbelievable.
Well, I'm
I'll
gonna
take one of those things down.
It's super messy.
Yeah, D and I went and ordered way too much because I was like, I just want to try everything. I don't know when we're gonna come back. We got like Brussels sprouts and that, and I'm like, I would legit just get an entire head of cauliflower and eat this with a side of like rotisserie. It's all rotisserie chicken stuff.
What is it called?
RT Rotisserie.
That sounds great.
I believe. It was really good. Yeah, it's down. It's by the Civic Center. Yeah, by the Civic Center, by like the Symphony, all that stuff.
Really?
It's really good. Yeah.
You know what I would eat
Taste
if
Valley,
I
it's great.
if I had an unlimited supply of anything,
unlimited supply of anything.
and it was like instantaneous, right? Snap your fingers, it's right there for you.
Yeah.
A lot of people would probably go for something like
Cheese balls.
hot Cheetos, or
Cheetos,
hot
sure.
fries or whatever.
Fuck me.
I would
A
go.
lot of people. Hot Cheetos.
I would go for just me, I guess. I would go for the veggies that they give you at Benihana with the sort of like soy sauce or whatever.
I gotta be honest with
The
you.
onions, the zucchini. Is it a zucchini? Is that what that is?
Sure, or squash.
It's some zouk.
It's a zucchini. Yeah.
A radish, maybe.
I found the meal was what so at EGLX I went to Benihana for the first time. A illustrious group, including these two fine gentlemen, even though they're mean to me on Instagram. We went there, Tim, and it was my first time
You were
ever.
there?
And I
see you in
don't
the
remember. The veggies were fine. Everything was fine.
Yeah, but I just
It wasn't good.
What?
It wasn't good.
What did you get?
I got steak, and it was like terrible, not good.
You're crazy.
And the guy literally cooked it in front of me. By the time it got to me, it was gummy. It wasn't cooked very well. I don't like Benihana that much. I've
You're
decided.
crazy.
Benihana's fantastic.
It's just you know what the problem was
Spiders.
is that had we should have switched the meals. Yeah, spiders suck too. They're like
We
they're
couldn't
scary.
switch
that
spiders.
that
suck?
meal we got the first night.
Yeah, that bomb ass steakhouse
was
with the boys.
unbelievable. And I was like, oh, sure, Benihana's going to taste exactly like that. It was not. It was a far cry away from that steakhouse.
Sure.
But what are you going to do?
You live near a Benihana.
No, I
do.
don't.
Yeah, you do.
Where?
Close enough. Kabuki?
Like Japantown? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not that close.
He's very far away from Japantown.
No, he's not.
Not walkable.
Yeah, it's like a, 7-minute bus ride?
I'll settle this. Everybody Google Benihana, Japantown, San Francisco. Andy, what's your exact address?
What's your address, social security number, and
I
Mother's
was-
maiden name.
I was asked recently to travel somewhere to Oakland to take a bus to cross the bridge.
Oof.
And I declined.
How did this story get more confusing?
I declined because I was just so scared. Oh, not a bus. I guess the
BART.
fucking the BART.
That's
yeah, you don't want to take a bus across.
Yeah, no.
It was
bad.
so Timur.
BART's not bad, though.
Oh, Timur Hussein,
Timur
yeah.
Hussein was having like a little housewarming, and we were playing Overwatch over the week, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, nothing. What's going on?" I thought he lived here, and he was like, "Oh, I'm doing a housewarming thing. I'll invite you on Facebook or whatever." I was like, "All right, cool." And then he like DM'd me on Twitter like, "Hey, here are the instructions for we live here," and I was like, man.
You Google it, it's like an hour and a half. You're like, nah.
No, it wasn't even that bad. It was just like
BART's fun, though.
It was the concept of doing all of that that's so stressful to me.
Oh, I see.
It's such a stressful like I don't know. It's just an adventure
Endeavor.
I'm not willing to take.
You gotta start lining up times for the buses because you got to bus over to here. You got to Muni
you
over
take an
to there,
Uber
you
down
get
to the
there.
bar.
Like
You take the
I would
BART
end up
over,
in
you Uber from
Sacramento
the
and
BART
I'd
over to the
be
thing.
fucking shitting my pants. Like
BART
I'd be
does
so
not go to
scared.
Sacramento. I think you're
I'd
gonna
be
be
so
okay.
scared.
You'd be fine.
It's little steps, Andy. First, you just drive to Japantown, which takes like 8 minutes. Just little steps, little adventure steps for you.
Wait, you have a car.
No, what are you talking about? What?
You drive.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just drive across the bridge?
I'm talking about you going on adventures and being
I didn't
scared.
want to drive over there, and me not knowing what the parking situation is. I'm terrified about my
East
car
Bay. It's
getting
easy.
broken
Nah, you're
into.
fine. East Bay is fine now.
It still sucks. There's no reason to go. Still no reason to go.
I love it. I like occasionally having an occasion to drive over to the East Bay. I like. I'll do mics over there every once in a while, a show, I think it's great. The one thing you
I
have
haven't
to
even
remember,
been.
though,
I haven't been over there, and I mean, well, I'm not counting driving through. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
to
Like
go
I
to,
don't
like,
count
Tahoe
that.
or
Yeah,
Sacramento,
whatever.
right?
I haven't been out of the car in East Bay more than 10 times
Oh,
in 12
Oakland has
years.
stepped it up in the last
Oakland is
10 years.
The real estate
I
in
agree.
Oakland
Said that.
is ridiculous.
Still don't want to go.
No, me neither.
I hosted the wing eating competition this weekend for charity, right? And it's, Christian helped put it on the guy who used to own Wing Wings. He sold the Wing Wings. Now he's doing his own thing. But his old cooks at Wing Wings started their own place. And they started
Wing
it over.
Wings?
No.
3 wings.
Chingones. Took me a long time to learn how to pronounce
Chingones.
that. Yeah, exactly.
What does that mean?
It just means like something that's big, but it's like kind of a very
I thought it was a
crass way
slang
of saying
term.
it. Yeah, it's like oh look at
Like a
that
big
man, that
ass
guy's
thing.
chingon, dude. Like
Yeah.
on the football field, he's like a giant
Chingones.
fucking. That guy's
Okay.
chingon, bro. You know?
But at the end, when they came over, 'cause the wings are great. They were serving there, obviously. This wing competition, and then
Wingones.
the chef came back and he's like, "I'm like, hey man, good to see you, boy." He's like, "Oh yeah, boy." He's like, "You remember me?" I'm like, "Of course, I remember you. That's great." And he's like, "Yeah, you got to come over and see the new shop." I'm like, I don't know,
That's a
man.
hard one. How
Where
many
is it?
excuses can I
Fucking
come up
Oakland,
with?
I don't know, somewhere over there. It's not in San Francisco.
Yeah.
come
Not
on.
that bad. It's not that bad.
I just-
It's not that bad. It's just not that good
You
either.
drive and you don't drink.
That's fair.
So that is
That is
key
very, very
thing.
fair. I do
if
not.
you
I do not
drink,
It's
Oakland
terrible.
is like
Oh, no,
a hard
God,
no.
Oh God, no! I won't go out of.
Go party in Oakland? No.
You know me. If I'm drinking, I won't go out of my
If you do it,
neighborhood.
though, if you
I'm
do it, then
drinking.
you're like, all right, I have to stop by midnight because you have to get on BART to get
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
or you got to do like a very expensive Uber ride. back
Uber
over.
that adds the.
And then
like,
you got to
bridge
remember the toll and shit. Hey, by the way, if you ever drive, remember you got to have $5 to get back.
it's
Cash.
little shit like
Cash,
that. So
bro.
Cash,
stupid.
because
Really,
they
I never
were-
knew any of this because I won't.
they were-
fucking go over
Baybridge,
there.
you need freaking cash. You can't have a card.
Yeah.
You need the cash on you. Golden Gate Bridge.
Awesome.
does
Wait,
it
no,
right.
I'm sorry.
Awesome.
Slow down. I need $5 cash in the Uber or
Sorry,
when I'm
$6
driving.
now.
The Uber will. I think
no,
the
Uber
Uber
does it.
will do it and then tack it on. But if you're driving your own car,
And I got the iPass, whatever the hell, that doesn't work.
if you
Fast
have
track?
if you have fast
Whatever.
track,
Yeah,
then
sorry.
you'll get to it.
I'm
Yeah.
saying the Illinois version. And that if I have fast track, I'm okay.
You're fine because
Yeah,
it's a fast
that's
track lane.
prepaid.
Then why
But
the fuck are you talking about this cash? Why
Why
is
do
this
you have
cash
fast
coming
track?
up so much?
Because if you don't have that thing,
Do you
I
have
don't
fast
that
track?
thing.
When I had a car, I did, and when I do a zip car, I do, and when I get an Uber, I do.
How do you get fast track when you have a zip car?
It's included.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
Speaking of which, too, you want to hear the fucking racket Hertz is running in New Jersey? Fucking
We sound like 80-year-old men right now. Oh my God!
The
Tell me about it.
fucking
Wait, where is it?
racket
New
Hertz
Jersey.
is
A place
running
we'll
in New
never
Jersey.
go.
This is the oldest podcast ever.
I get in the fucking Hertz rent a car. I'm having a great time. I'm driving.
Let's talk about how much we hate the French.
I'm taking the fucking exits. I'm doing all the thing. And as I'm going through the tollways, I'm seeing the little thing say not like I'm in trouble, but like toll unpaid. And I'm like, that's weird. They put the fucking fast track up here. I see it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until day 2 of the rental car that Jen's like, I think we might need to open that thing. And I finally looked at the giant metal fucking box on there. And sure as shit, when you pull up, you're supposed to open this little door that pulls it out.
so it gets
and then
the
you go
signal.
through it, and then you're supposed to put it back in.
That's stupid.
Why is it in a fucking black box? Who cares?
Probably
Everywhere
'cause-
else is just out.
Probably so people can't steal it. I would imagine.
I pulled it out. I could rip it right back out if I wanted to. Bunch of garbage. Got a $36 bill for fucking tolls in New Jersey.
I'll say this: the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know how they do it, and it's probably a huge invasion of privacy. But I don't care. It's awesome. It's
magic.
You just go across it. It takes a picture of your license plate, and then like 10 days later, you get a bill in the mail.
Have you ever had traffic on
Isn't
the
that a
Golden Gate
ticket?
Bridge?
Nope.
No?
No,
Doesn't
it's not a
fucking
ticket.
exist?
They do it because the Golden Gate Bridge only has a certain amount of tolls.
Yeah.
Like it was causing too much traffic, so they moved to a system where you don't pay shit. There's no toll. There's no people in the tolls at all. It
They
just
still
takes-
fast track though, right? I
Yes.
fast tracked last
You can
time I
go
went
through
through.
fast track.
Okay.
If you have fast track, it pings it and bills it. If you don't, it takes a picture and just sends you the toll. Not a ticket. It's just like $5.
Okay, cool.
So at the end of the month, I'll get like deal pay like 4 or 5 of them off in the same bill and we're done. That's good.
In Austin, they definitely
It's
have
awesome.
that system where it's like a giant toll road going to Mopac, which runs north and south, and then they have the 45, I believe, which runs east and west. kind of north in Round Rock or whatever. And for the longest time, I held off on getting the actual toll pass, which like scans you or whatever. But for the longest time, it would just take a photo of my license plate, and it would send a bill back home where my parents live. And they'd be like, "Hey, we got this," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." Like,
Mijo.
okay, we'll pay it, whatever, you know. And it ended up being like they're like, "You need to get this fucking toll," because we're tired of like it's just like. It wasn't even a lot of money. It was just a pain in the ass. Like, here's a $6 fucking thing. Here's a $5 thing or whatever. So I finally got that pass. And it was super, super convenient. But also what they do is they took a fucking photo of my car when I ran a red light one time.
Oh, yeah.
And I had never had that happen to me.
Oh, yeah. Those are I don't think they do that anymore in the city. For some reason, I think they've they've taken the the camera lights. I think they outlawed those. They're still around.
I think they outlowed them in Texas.
Yeah, I don't think they're legal anymore in SF. I remember hearing something
I can't
about that.
confirm or deny, but like I definitely see the flashes still.
Maybe they are. Yeah, I just remember there was like
Now they're just there to intimidate people.
there was
who don't
something
know.
there was something that they were trying to get past that it was unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a ticket, but you're not. It has to be given to you by like a law officer or officer of the law or something like that. If it's not a person giving you a ticket, it can be construed as like unconstitutional, something like that. I don't know. I just know that there used to be intersections that had them that don't have them anymore. But it also could just be that the city is tired of people not tagging or tagging them. I was like in my brain when I see one, I'm like, that thing gives me a ticket. I'm coming back with an extra sharp katana blade, just cutting it down.
Wow.
Also,
You
when
really
you
The camera
thought
has
about
this
this.
footage of Nick slowly approaching, like him parking on the street, getting out of the car, getting the katana blade,
taking pictures of all of it.
then walking up, getting back in the car, driving to a hardware store, coming back, parking ladder, coming up with the katana.
When you go through the Golden Gate toll, do you go through a little faster than you should just because you can?
It just feels good.
Doesn't it feel good?
It really
When you feel like you're in
does.
Fast and Furious.
Hell
you're like,
yeah,
I'm just
man.
gonna go a little. It says slow down.
The Golden Gate
but because
Bridge
there's
is a
nothing stopping you,
magical place.
It's great.
There's something about the way that it's designed.
It
that
also
it
starts
really,
with the Rainbow Bridge or the Robin Williams Bridge, which
the
tunnel
tunnel,
which I
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
And you
all
go
that
down.
stuff.
You see
Well,
the
I
whole
mean,
city.
coming in SF, that's great. I'm even talking about leaving SF. It just feels like
gorgeous.
it reminds me of Disneyland, where it's like you go from one area to another, and it feels like you're just entering a totally different place. You don't really get that with the Bay Bridge. The Bay Bridge is
Oh
kind of
no!
just
Well, it's
like,
because I mean, I guess it's different for everybody, but especially for the transplants. I think for the few things you know about San Francisco, not living in San Francisco, are Golden Gate Bridge, the trolleys, and Rice-A-Roni. Like that's the starter pack of like what San Francisco was before.
In
I got here.
Chinatown, you kind of have a concept. Really?
No.
I've only driven on the bridge.
Maybe now everybody's more informed.
I'm
Back
just a
in the
big
day.
fan of Big Trouble in Little China.
So the East
that
Bay
an SF?
Bridge is downtown, Bay Bridge, right? But there's another bridge that like I think I drove over when I came into San Francisco.
San
for the
Mateo
first time.
Bridge way down there.
There's another bridge down south by San Mateo. Yeah. It's
really
Foster
long.
City Bridge.
That's the one you're on. You're like, what if the car
really
breaks down? I
long.
die here.
It's really long, and there was like all those tolls, and I just happened to have a bunch of quarters and change in my little thing, and if I hadn't had that, I would have been fucked.
Can you
would've
guys?
turned around, gone
I
back
can
to
see
Austin?
this clear as fucking day. Andy Cortes driving his car out of toll. They're like, "Hey, it's gonna be $5." And he's just like, he opens his thing, just like
Calls his
here's
parents.
a quarter.
Can you guys send me a check?
Here's another
I
quarter.
had so
and
many-
he's there for like 35
And
minutes.
I've got so many things in my back seat because like none of it fit in my trunk.
Yeah.
So I've got like a fucking electric guitar and a goddamn floor fan. It was a mess, dude. It was so scary driving in.
Dude, I'll know.
And I just remember Kevin being like, "Hey, are you gonna be here yet? Because like I gotta go." I'm like, "Fuck." I mean, I'm like maybe 40 minutes away, dude. Like I don't know what you want me to say.
God, that would be the last person I'd want waiting for me if I was moving across the country. I would not want Kevin on the other end. What are you doing? I got it. Like, why, Kevin? Where do you have to go? It's Saturday at 7:00. Oh, I have a dentist appointment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how? How do you have a dentist appointment?
And
It's Saturday
he
at 7:00.
kept calling like, "Hey, where you at?" Like, I have like 25 minutes left. Or
I'm in the
something
state
like
of
that.
California.
Kevin's either got
On
like
the highway.
or he's got to go move something. I gotta go move something.
He's always
Like,
moving
like,
something.
why are you fucking?
He's
what
got
the
a
fuck?
truck. He's one. Yeah, man. That's very rare here.
Not anymore. And the truck. I think the truck's like pretty much dead. at
Ranger
this point.
Danger ain't dead yet, but it's on his fucking
It's-
tire legs.
He had some major mechanical thing go wrong with it, and he was like, "Dude, and Kevin and I like we bond over cars all the time because we both will not let go of our old car, and I'm just like, dude, you can't, you got to let it go, man."
Nick said the fucking funniest thing a couple days
Jesus,
ago.
what'd I say?
Me, him, and his brother get in his car, and Nick's bitching about his car like he always does. None of us think it's bad. None
great.
of us
Uncle
yeah,
Scott.
and we
Smells
all
like Uncle
think it's
Scott's car.
fucking great. It's clean. It's pristine.
It's just the
lit-
AC that bothers
yeah,
me.
and the AC is a problem. But otherwise, it's
Same
a
here.
fucking fantastic car. But he just goes, "I drive a Honda, like my father before me." I fucking died.
That is such a great statement.
I come from a
I'm the
long
same
line
way,
of
dude.
Honda drivers.
Same here, bro.
My dad used to have. It used to be a thing in my house where my dad would get the new Honda Accord, and
Every
we would
year?
go. Yeah, like no, not every year, but it was like
like an iPhone.
My dad used to drive. I remember the original Honda he had, which was back when like the body styles were much smaller, and I for some reason think that like the lights flipped up in the front, but maybe that's not. It's anyway.
Those
He
are
drove
so
that
cool.
car.
Those are cool.
He drove that car,
Initial D.
I think, till like it had 130,000 miles on it. I mean, my dad is one of those guys that was like, I'm not paying anyone to do this shit. I know how to. I've worked on cars since day fucking one. I'll do my own brakes, all that shit. They used to run those in, and I'll never forget like when he came home with the new Accord. I was like, what? This is such. It was like bigger and cooler and black. And then my brother got that one, and then they got an even newer one. And I was like, this is the coolest. Now they're on like Acuras, which is like I feel like when you graduate to Acuras, when you're like we're retired, let's get a slightly better Honda, which is what an Acura is. But yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, dude, same here. Like I'm thinking of the lineage of vehicles my family had. My dad had a LeBaron.
Sure,
I don't know, Chrysler, right?
Yeah.
Really, really terrible car. And then we ended up graduating to a sort of navy blue, like a Honda Accord, kind of
the
similar to
Accord,
yours.
man.
And it had the lights that did that shit.
And
then they bought a forest green Mercury
that
Villager
was a
van.
mistake. That was a mistake.
And it was just like a fucking weird ass like the automatic door though, which was kind of cool. Having
But
a
did
car
it
with
work
an
right?
automatic door, yeah, barely.
It's like artificial intelligence. back
Barely, yeah. But on the blue Honda, they always made fun of me because when I was a kid, I had I had a Batman sticker that I put on the front of the fucking car.
Yeah.
They're like, this is not the Batmobile, dude. Like this car sucks, you know. And then we had the green Mercury Villager, and then when my dad got a GMC or a Chevrolet. It's an SUV. I can't think of the name, but it was dope. It was like black, and it was one of the deluxe packages. So like the trim was like kind of golden bronze looking. So it was like black and gold or something. It was so fucking rad, and I felt like I was a goddamn hip hop star in that car, dude. It was so cool. And then my brother got the shitty blue Honda, and then they bought my brother a Honda Civic, and then they got me a used Honda. And dude, it was an 02 Honda, and I put fucking 113,000. I think we bought it, and it had like 60.
It's great.
I had that fucker forever,
Just
man.
run those shit, man. Like I just remember being so jealous that I wasn't old enough to inherit like one of the Accords because my brother got the Accord, just drove the shit out of that, and then when he got into, I think it was like his 3rd or 4th year of college, they got it.
What's the accident?
No, well, that's coming. He got
We've
a
heard those
brand
stories.
spanking new like Honda Civic, and it was dope. And I was like, oh my god, I'm getting one of those. And then he got into a car accident and totaled it. And then my mom looked at me and was like, you're never getting a new car. And I'm like, I am the responsible one. Like I am the one that almost has a 4.0 grade point average. I will never crash my car. And then I crashed my Honda.
Yeah, we were a Ford family. We were
course
big on
you
the
were.
Ford.
Of course, you were.
God damn.
That- yeah,
the
I mean,
Miller family.
of
are
course.
Number one
such a
crane
Ford
operator,
family.
Greg Miller, is not going. He's not going with any of those foreign domestic imports.
1990 or 1994
Foreign
Ford
domestic.
Ranger is still running. He makes sure
Ranger
it's in
Danger.
pristine. Yeah, but it doesn't look like Kevin's Ranger Danger.
Kevin's
Kevin's
like
Ranger Danger is like that any car you see frowning in the car commercial. That's
Kevin's Ranger Danger is like the UFC fighter that spent all his money and has to come out of retirement multiple times, and you're just like, dude, you're taking a lot of damage, bro.
It was we had the Ranger truck, then we had the Mustang, and then we had the Taurus. We were running that for a while.
The Mustang, that's right. You used to have the Mustang, right?
That was the Mustang, yeah,
Yeah.
Mom's Mustang, yeah.
I there's something like obviously like I love the idea of having something old and taking care of it. There's something like romantic about having like an old Ford truck.
Sure, yeah,
and just
yeah,
like taking care of it, letting it get patinaed, like getting a little like surface rust, but
Just
making
like
sure.
Kevin did.
Yeah, but Kevin's like let's put it this way. When major parts of your car, safety components are being held on by zip ties, it's time to let it go.
Yeah.
Like when I looked at his bumper and it was bent downward and there was like a daisy chain of, he didn't even get the big zip ties. He just got 3 small ones and like locked them together. I'm like, dude, you got to let this shit go.
It's the
That's me
saddest thing,
saying
man.
this, bro.
Yeah, no, he
That's me
loves
saying
that
this.
fucking car, though.
I just want him to get another truck. Just get something
Yeah.
that's like 10 years newer.
He used, like, his family, like, that was his dad's car. But before that, his dad had the F-150.
That's a dope car.
And it was
Truck.
fucking awesome.
a nice
Like, it was
truck.
the coolest car in the entire damn world.
I wanted
But
one
they
of those for a
ended up having to give
while.
that one away.
Growing up in SoCal, people used to take F-150s, obviously, and either jack them way up or just drop them.
Bernie's car, before he had the Tesla, was F-350, I
Yeah,
want
the
to say.
big dog.
It was a monster
Why the
truck.
fuck did he have
And,
that car?
Dude, like I
'Cause
had
he's a
to
manly
like
man who
jump up
chops
to
wood
get
and
in it,
stuff,
man.
yeah.
And it was so big that a staircase would come out when
Was
you
it a
open the door.
six-wheeler?
Is that what they call playing Halo?
I don't know about that, but it was
Chopping wood?
fucking insane.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people back home.
dualies?
Like it's so rare for me to see pickup trucks here, but back home, there's such a pickup truck culture.
Oh, yeah?
Like amongst like
Texas
Latinos and
especially. Oh, yeah,
living
man.
in Texas and shit, and I'm talking like people who have families that either like work on ranches or live on ranches, and a lot of them will have 350s with the 4 wheels in the back, like 6-wheelers, 4 wheels in the back, where the
wheel wells.
The wheel wells, yes, they just stick out. It's like,
Yeah.
God, how is this legal to ride on a
Probably
normal
not.
road, man?
Probably not. but-
It's so big, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the things I miss about the suburbs is that like it's a car culture. Like up here in SF, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just my car serves to get me from point A to point B. But when you're driving like an hour and a half or 2 hours in LA traffic, Orange County traffic, what you drive actually becomes very, very important. And so like I don't know, I kind of miss that aspect of life.
I've been
fine.
thinking
But-
of dropping down from my vehicle to like a Honda Fit, just something smaller.
Your vehicle's
So-
pretty
Prius,
small. I would
dude,
do it.
I fucking love it,
So
man.
in the
I can
event,
park anywhere.
in the event
I
that
can't, but people could.
like,
Aye.
I could think about going
physically
somewhere and having an easier time parking, even though I probably won't go do it. 'Cause
should
I
do.
won't
Me and you and
wanna
save people.
drive.
Remember Craig, our friend, obviously, when he had a truck forever. He was one of the only people I knew in SF that had a truck.
Craig?
And then he eventually got a smart car. He was just like, I'm done with this. I just
You
gonna.
got a smart car.
Hold on.
because-
Craig Baradon is a big guy.
If
like,
you remember Up at Noon, he was the world's handsomest man or whatever
Yeah.
was his title.
he is a action figure of a human being.
Yeah.
just
And
cut.
then he just got a fucking smart car, and
He got
looked like
the world like a car
doofus.
that you think like he could literally pick up and put in his
Yes.
pocket. But he got that car because I think he had a Toyota. I want to say he had that truck, that
He had the
white
truck,
Toyota,
yeah, yeah.
right? And for whatever reason, like he ran into a snag with the licensing on it, where there were because I think he
He stole it.
no, he didn't steal it, but there was some issue with it, and then he just decided to let it stay at the parking garage, at the top of the parking garage at IGN.
Yeah, that's
for
what
a
he did.
real long time, and then it was one of those comedy of errors where like when he finally got it figured out, it had been so long that like the air in the tires had gone out, and so he was like, "Shit, I can't physically move this thing." And then the engine, like the battery, was dead, and he just left it. I don't think he ever moved it. I think it got salvaged or some shit. He and Brennan did the same thing. Brennan had a car where he was just like, he's like, I bought a car for like $1,000 because when he moved out from Louisiana, this is my buddy Brennan. He had no money, so he was like, I needed a car to get from point A to point B to Brisbane to work at IGN. So he bought this piece of shit like I don't know, Pontiac or something like that, and it broke down on him at like the Hofbrau house parking
I
lot.
remember Hofbrau.
And he just goes, and he just left it, and he never went back to it. And I was like, we drove. I swear to God, we drove past one time, and he goes, I wonder if my car's still there. And I'm like, how long has it been? He's like, 3 years. I'm like, 3 years? What? You just left it? He's like, I didn't give a fuck. It was $1,000. He was like, it was probably gonna cost me more to tow and fix than it was, so I just left it.
It's the problem with bringing a bunch of like 24-year-old kids out to this place.
And paying
None
them
of them
that,
have
yeah.
no
Oh,
money.
God,
they
no
have
money.
no paychecks. They don't know what they're doing.
You know,
God,
Brian
it's so
Reilly,
funny.
formerly of RT, did the same thing where he owned a vehicle and it was sitting just in front of a house for close to like 2 years or something like that. And every once in a while we would just drive by like, yep, still there. like, and nobody had come to like tow it yet
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Well, the problem is, I think
And it
like,
was just broken down. Yeah, it didn't work
Yeah.
anymore.
I don't know what legalities there are, but there's got to be.
Oh,
something
you get
where, like-
fucked.
Yeah, you get
You
fucked.
absolutely get fucked.
Yeah.
You get a thing for it's garbage. It's littering.
Yeah, that's
and
hilarious.
then there's a whole bunch of other shit like you get in trouble with the DMV. Like you need to report if your vehicle is not able
non-operational.
To be, yeah, non-operational. all that
You have to
stuff.
actually register it.
I know all this because I had to deal with it.
Or you have to sell
way
it
too
to like
many
a
times.
junkyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was just hilarious because he was like, well, I don't have enough money to pay for this, so I guess I'll leave it there. And like meanwhile, I start getting anxiety.
He's gonna get a bill one day, and he's gonna be like, "Fuck."
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he would have gotten it by now. That was
Oh, they'll track him
15
down.
years ago.
They'll get him.
Maybe. Who knows?
15 years of it. It's like
I don't
it's
understand
like
how bills work.
it's like a library.
What do you mean?
Because I feel like there's a lot of bills that you can just pretend you didn't see, and then nothing really happens. And granted,
Give me an example. One of these
yeah,
bills.
this is
Let me hear-
I've never
let me
run
hear
into one of
this.
these.
this is such a
Credit card
weird particular thing.
Homework.
If you don't care about your credit, which of course you should,
yeah.
but if you're in a situation you don't need to care about your credit
If you're not looking at getting a loan for something.
ever,
Yeah.
what if you get all these bills in the mail? Like, who's going to come after you?
Oh no! I mean, no one's going to arrest you for it, but
What's
they will.
gonna
It just
happen?
dings their credit, and it'll get sent to a.
But then, yeah, it gets sent to a credit report. But it's
consolidation,
like if you don't
whatever
care
those
about
things
your credit,
And then, like, if you are in debt with, like, similar stuff like that and you die, what happens?
well, that's a whole complicated thing. Like
Yeah?
the debt when you die, actually, depending on the state you're in and all this shit, like that gets complicated pretty quickly.
Interesting.
There are so many financial advisors in our chat right now, or in the comments, like, you fucking moron.
Well, then, hey, if there's someone that really knows the shit, hit me up. I'm interested in knowing this.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's just some interesting levels where it's like you get bills, they end up going to the credit collections, and you're just like, how are you supposed to find out how much debt you have? Because you can look at your, like if you look at Credit Karma or whatever, right, and try to like figure out like what
use
you
Credit
owe.
Karma,
Yeah, it's like you look in and there's like the 3 different credit unions, right?
Yeah.
There's Equifax, TransUnion, whatever the hell. You go in, click, everyone tells you that you have different types of debt. And I'm not talking about me. I just like have experience with other people. You look at the shit, you're just like, huh. How come this says that this is owed, that one doesn't report it, and another one reports something totally different? None of them have been paid off for 10 years. What's going to happen?
I don't know.
It's really weird.
I'm fortunate to not have any debt,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But
The scary thing is like you were talking about like what happens when you die. Like what happens when you die with student loans? Do those get passed on to someone? Because I feel like student loans are like the most aggressive loan possible.
medical
right?
loan,
Yeah.
medical bills are the one thing that, depending on how things are dealt with, can get passed on. But it always,
Right.
but first off, it passes on to your
The
estate,
spouse.
your
Yeah.
estate.
Okay.
So or your spouse estate, and then it goes from there.
Imagine having an estate.
Well, that makes sense though. Like I mean, an estate
Estate
could be
means
just
what
you
you
have a
own.
house or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, any of your assets. That makes sense though because if you owe like $30,000 or whatever, look at that. If the sale of a house or something like that, they would probably take it out of that. Yeah, the only people you don't want to owe money to is the IRS. Those are the people that can take your freedom from owing money.
Yeah,
to
but
them.
even then, it's like, what are they gonna do?
Oh, they'll put you in jail. They'll put you in jail. Yeah.
Roll
Remember
the
Wesley
dice,
Snipes?
I'll believe it
went
when
to
I
jail.
see it.
Always bet on black.
Wesley Snipes went to jail.
Yeah.
People go to jail all the time for not paying. I mean, you are not going to go to jail.
I'm okay.
But if you are an actor who just decided not to give the IRS
Millions
a
of
few millions of dollars,
Yeah.
they will make an example out of you and send your ass to jail.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can.
yeah.
They can do that. They can garnish wages also. That's the one thing. Like, you have no control over that. You can not pay them, but eventually they'll hit your employer up and be like, "Give me the fucking money."
I mean, that's an example.
Or they'll-
I haven't seen it happen.
I have.
I mean, the garnishing of wages, where it's like there's a lot of threats. I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it.
Are you watching this like a hawk though?
Yeah,
Like,
I am.
Okay.
I am. In specific situations I'm in, I'm looking at some stuff, and I'm like, huh.
You're thinking about just going AWOL.
huh.
Seems like you
I mean,
know, I'm
nothing's
not gonna pay
happening.
taxes
Just like,
anymore.
I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. If the letter to garnish anyone's wages here comes to this office, it's coming to me, which means there's a 50% chance I A, see it, and B, remember to do anything about it. So
Yeah.
there
No,
you go.
it's not that. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's not cool, Greg. To be clear.
James Davis, 16 bits of awesome, writes in to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get this show ad free. And speaking of ads, let's hear from our sponsors. This episode of the Kinda Funny podcast is brought to you by Upstart. As most of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is easy, getting out is hard, especially if your credit score isn't great. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help pay off high-interest credit card debt. As you probably have heard before, when I moved here, I took out a loan and the rate sucked, and it sucked for a long time. Upstart doesn't suck. Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart believes you're more than just a credit score. They believe in you and they understand that. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes. And the best part, once the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. The next day! Over 300,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards or meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked number one in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot. And hurry to upstart.com/kindafunny to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes and won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/kindafunny. Our other sponsor, it's Mugsy Jeans. Mugsy Jeans are the most comfortable men's jeans you'll ever wear and that have ever been made, and that's no exaggeration. Mugsies are real jeans that literally feel as comfortable as sweatpants. How do I know so much about Mugsy? Tim wears them all the time and never shuts up about them. Plus, he's always talking about how people compliment about him, which I don't 100% buy because I haven't seen it, but the jeans are nice. The magic is Muggsy's proprietary fabrics, which include a blend of high-tech materials that make these jeans mind-blowingly soft and flexible. Best of all, Muggsy's come in a stylish fit, so they're not too baggy but not too tight, so you look even better than you feel. If you want comfortable jeans that look good, Muggsy jeans are for you. The guys at Muggsy are so confident you'll love them, they offer free USA shipping and returns, so your comfort is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Do your legs a favor, grab your own pair of jeans that are sweeping the nation by heading to Muggsy.com, that's MUGSY.com, and use the code KINDA for $10 off. Again, that's Muggsy.com, use the code KINDA for $10 off. James writes in and says, Paul Rudd stars in a show called Living With Yourself. Without spoiling anything, he's forced to deal with his clone, who's better than him in most ways. If you found out a better version of you was running around, what would you do? How would you react? Would you accept them with open arms? Also, if you've seen it, what did you think of Living With Yourself? Has anybody seen it?
Haven't seen it.
No.
I've seen the entire thing and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Paul Rudd is a treasure, as we already knew.
I mean, I live this anytime Anthony Carboni comes up here.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's terrible, and I just black it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate
to bring you up to speed with what's happening here, and for the rules of this hypothetical we have here, I'm not going to spoil obviously the events.
I've seen
of
the
Living With
trailer.
Yourself. I'll give it to you just to make sure everybody has
Give it to
seen
me. Hard.
Paul Rudd goes to a spa, he's thinking that he's going to come out like a new you. Great Tom Brady joke in here because Tom Brady comes out too.
I heard about this. Yeah, there was a big controversy there.
Was there?
Yeah.
What's the controversy?
The controversy was that the owner of the Patriots was caught on video getting hand jobs from sex workers inside of the spa or whatever.
Okay.
But this happened way before he did the taping.
Okay.
So this happened way after he did the taping.
Okay.
So he filmed all this stuff.
He's like, it'll be fun.
And in this movie, he walks out and it's like he comes out of a spa and they're like, he's like, he's looking refreshed or whatever.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a big gag or whatever. But, there was a lot of reporters that were like, did you, like...
Did you know the other guy was getting handies at spas? and
That's
you were coming out
weird.
of a
Yeah,
spa?
like your owner got caught doing it. And he's like, look, you guys are making it into a different thing. Like, I filmed this way before anything of that happened. So it was, like, really awkward. And
Tom
shit.
Brady sucks, but that is unfair because, yeah, at no point is this spa alluded to being like it's going to be the old rub
That
and
sounds
tug.
really dumb.
What?
That controversy.
People want the headlines.
Who
you know?
was Tom Brady was getting hand jobs?
No, the owner, Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots.
I was like, why would Tom Brady need to pay to get a hand job?
The owner of the
Hey,
Patriots.
man, don't worry
The
about
owner of the Patriots.
relationships aren't what they seem
No,
like.
owner of the
I
Patriots-
just gonna say I'm pretty sure Tom Brady could walk into a Starbucks with his dick out and someone would be like,
The
oh,
owner
you're
of
Tom
the
Brady.
Patriots,
Oh,
his
okay.
wife died like 4 years ago.
So
Now
he's
you
just
So
get
then
a
he was
little
caught
rust.
recently getting hand jobs in a spa, like
Yeah.
a massage place
Yeah.
or whatever. And then in this show, Tom Brady walks out of this spa and he's looking
Oh.
relieved and relaxed.
Got it.
And everybody was like, "Wow, you're doing a spa joke, really?" And he's like, "Look, I filmed this way before any of that shit happened."
Did he get a
Also-
haircut?
Yeah.
Who?
Tom
Was
Brady.
that where you're going? With
No,
it?
no,
Or
no.
he
But
said
his
also-
hair is terrible. He needs to get a haircut. He needs to go to a fucking barber.
If I'm an
It's
old
worse.
man and
The amount
Jen
of times
dies,
Tom
and
Brady's
I
come
want to
up.
go get a fucking hand job at some whatever weird spa
With
and
a
they-
consenting adult?
If they catch me when I walk out, yeah, I got a
No,
fucking hand
no.
job. My wife died. You want to see her ashes, and I'd have this bag of ashes.
You just take a handful.
You guys want to
You want to make a
Jen?
federal case on her and talk to my wife.
She's in
He
you.
disappears.
Have fun with the nightmares. The nightmares.
Oh, I'm doing that. If Jen goes first,
Oh,
I'm doing
God.
that 100%.
Oh, you got to just like a gallon Ziploc bag, and then when
No,
when
not even
you're
that. Have it like in the pouch, like the climbers do.
Oh,
When
yeah.
they're getting ready to like go up a wall.
I picture LeBron James
Yeah.
throwing up the dust.
So you didn't tip me, oh, didn't I? A blessing from my wife. Bonjour.
So anyway, living with yourself.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he goes there not understanding what the procedure is. No one understands what it is, right? He gets cloned. He wakes up in a shallow grave. He was supposed to die, but the drugs didn't work the way they were supposed to. So now there's the clone of him and the original him. The clone of him has all his memories. And yes, is a better version of him because it's like a brand new soul and all this jazz or whatever. So the idea here is that it's not well, in this situation, an identical Tim and Greg walk in to do a podcast together. But it's the idea that there'd be another Tim who has all the memories of Tim. And then we start these, different mind tracks here. So it's not that you just have this guy who looks like Tim and has his DNA, but it has no memories. He knows everything. He is Tim. We have two Tims suddenly.
I love this.
Yeah?
This sounds great.
Who's gonna hang out with Gia? Who's gonna be married to Gia?
Better, Tim.
other Tim,
Better Tim. You're gonna walk away.
100%.
I mean,
It's a good
he
chance.
has it under control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I trust. And
You
he's
gave
gonna-
it up real
he's-
quick.
He's going to need me. No, it's teamwork. You know what I mean? There's going to be a mutual understanding between us two Tims, where at any moment
Double
we'll be
penetration?
able, yeah, double
So what-
penetration for sure.
So
Are you telling Gia right at the top?
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Both of us
you're
would.
pulling a Michael Keaton from Multiplicity.
What a good
Never
one.
Well, no,
seen
he
it.
does. He didn't confess right away,
No, but okay, that's a good point. Good point.
and also his clones are all different.
I think Gia would be absolutely okay with it, provided that you manipulated whatever gene allows people to want to be touched. If your new
Well, it's the
clone
better version,
wanted
it's the
to
better
snuggle-
part.
better version doesn't want to be touched. Better
Better
version
Better
is better
version
at
doesn't
not
want to
being
be touched.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I feel like Gia's not gonna like
exacerbated.
this then. If
She's
if
gonna love
better-
it. No, because like 2 of me means that you're getting like, I don't know, 60% of a normal human. You know what I mean? Normal
Like attention-wise?
functionality. No, just functionality.
Well, here's what I think would happen is honestly, you would make him go hang out with Gia, and you would just play video games all day, and
No.
then that would never change.
No, it's not that. I feel like we would like tag team. I get tired easily. I imagine he'd get a little less tired. We'd be able to trade off efficiently. Each one of us would be able to sleep 12 hours a day. Flip
No, that's fair.
Flip and flop.
That's fair.
So you'd have 24 hours of a Tim.
of Tim. Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck. See, this is
24
real good.
hours of Tim.
See, that's the thing, of course, like in the show, he's got like a real job, like an office job, so it doesn't make as much sense. But for us, man, we turn into content immediately. Mm-hmm. Hey, we got 2 of us. That's great. There's going to be an all stream going on. And like you're saying,
Yeah.
that would be the thing, right? Of like with another Greg. First off, I don't want that. I'd have to kill him. But with 2 of us, it would be the idea of like, all right, cool. Like one plays video games and hangs out. You know, you're on day, off day, on day, off day.
Why would you want to kill you?
I only need one. There only
That's
needs to be one.
such bullshit, dude.
You know what
I
I
would
mean?
take 2 Greg Millers in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but you don't have to deal with the consequences of it, right? Like I don't, not even a better version of me, just another version of me. Like I don't need that. You know
I
what
would say that
because
there
he's
would
going to
be
be in love with
so
Gen
many-
2. I don't want to share. I don't want to share Porty. I don't want to have like it's I don't want to like what am I going to do with Lucy James now?
See, that's the problem.
Lucy, you got to move
only
out. There's
child
another
syndrome.
Greg.
I'm good at sharing. I've grown. I've known how to share. I'll share with other Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be down.
But the other problem is like, are we at kind of funny now paying the clone salary too?
No, we don't. We can't afford that.
And what is that? How do we get into that?
That, that one has to be what Greg Miller is. Your follow-up plan is he has to serve food. He has to go to the Cheesecake Factory and wait tables.
Shit, fuck. Now it just got interesting, guys.
Yeah.
No. See, here's the thing. Well, maybe no. I insist that we hire other Greg Miller, because that's the thing. Another Greg Miller. And another Tim can sell another Greg Miller, making exponential money to be able to hire exponential people.
And think about another
other
Greg
the
Miller
problem is
could be
other
at all
Greg
these
Miller
work trips.
Won't have the following of this Greg
Money.
Miller. Neither will other Tim. So what are you selling?
I don't need the following. I just need other Greg Miller to get the following. He'll figure it out.
Now, see, I think here's where we go. I think we do this. Other Greg Miller works at the Cheesecake Factory until
Can he work at a Buffalo Wild Wings?
He can work at a Buffalo
Thank
Wild Wings. You're not gonna make as much money, but whatever.
First off, here's the thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. Just heads up, because other Greg Miller's starting from the same place as me. Right now, sight unseen, van pulls up. People run up here. The bag over my head. They baton me. I wake up at a Buffalo Wild
Starts
Wings.
shoving things up your
The
ass.
Buffalo Wild Wings Corporation does this, right? Literally, I'm in the apron and the jersey. I can walk out, immediately be fine. Well, what do you need? What do you want? You want the wedges with cheddar? Sure, I got you. No problem. I'll be right back, sir. I'll freshen up that iced tea in a second. You fucking do that and drop me at a Cheesecake Factory? I'm like, woof.
That's a hard menu.
Can I have a fucking year to learn this fucking menu?
Yeah.
Like,
Can I
you just
get
keep
do
coming
we-
out with the Buffalo Blast? They're like, sir, I did not order this.
Yeah. To be fair,
Ted, do we serve a shrimp linguine burger? You know, who the fuck
Here's what I'm
knows
saying.
what's
With
happening in
you,
there?
it would be
depending
Dove's.
on what Buffalo Wild Wings you go to, they don't know the menu there either.
That's why
what-
I'd be starting employee.
Here's what I'm saying. If you do get hired at Buffalo Wild Wings, you have the work ethic. You have a great memory.
You turn that place around.
That's what I'm saying.
See, I have a great short-term memory, which is great for this.
You will become the star at fucking Buffalo Wild Wings, and every time anybody goes there, they're going to be like, "I want Greg to be my server, and I'm going to tip him because he
what
deserves
section's
it."
Greg? What's Greg's section?
Yeah,
Can we get
he's at the
Greg's
bar now. Okay, we'll go back there,
Yeah.
and they're going to tip you really well because they want good service because they know whenever they go there, it's always shit service.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it out right there because we've talked about it. We've joked around. It's enough joking around about this. Someone out there runs Buffalo Wild Wings, and I assume someone knows that person. Hit them up and tell them I want a weekend. I'll take a Tuesday night. Give me a shift out there. You know what I mean? Just let me go. Let me see what's up. Let's see how good I could do it.
You will not like it.
I'm gonna love it.
You will not like it.
You don't know me.
The second you get in the weeds,
Oh yeah, When it gets stressful.
When it gets stressful, and then people start getting, because there's a fine line between everyone being your best friend, and then the second their food is late,
Not right,
they
yeah.
are fucking assholes to you.
And that's not in your control, too.
And it's
yeah,
not in your control.
That could be a
Sometimes
cook issue.
Sometimes the cook made the wrong thing. Sometimes
the cook.
the order went through, they didn't see it, and then you're or
Next
sometimes
thing you
it
know,
is you.
Terminator's after you.
You're fucked. That's the problem.
Point of sale term.
Next
kids
thing you
putting
know, we're
ice cream in
we're
your
at
pocket.
Buffalo Wild Wings with Snowbike Mike, and Snowbike Mike orders the strawberry lemonade, and so do I, and I don't get mine. And I just sat there,
Pulled
I
from the
was-
headlines, I think.
and he was like, "Snowbike Mike was like, you want some of mine?" Like, yeah, sure. I'm not going to
He
bother
didn't offer
asking.
you it. He said, you want some of mine?
I'm not going to bother asking for one.
It was-
because
When did you
they-
guys go
so
to Wild
bad.
Wings?
it was a long time
It
ago.
was a long. Yeah, you guys were both. I think you.
That's
both
why
were
he
out
was
of
in
town.
here doing the show.
What's that?
He was in here doing the show when
Is
he
that
did
what-
Games Daily.
Yeah.
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 Right.
We were like, hey, we're going to take you to our favorite place. This is when we thought Buffalo Wild Wings was turning around because your friend's friend worked there. And she was awesome.
Friends, who's the girlfriend of the movie guy.
Yeah. And I was like, this is cool. This person's great. I'm sure her energy and positivity and attitude had
turned the entire
radiated.
place around.
And I think she doesn't work there anymore. I think they killed her.
no way. Yeah.
And that was
Dead.
it. 'Cause
She's
this
making
place
it look
was
bad.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Not only was it terrible, when I got up to give myself a refill, nobody told me to stop. They were like, well, that makes more sense. We should adopt that methodology right now. Like, fuck you.
Nick, I swear when I'm there and I'm waiting on you, you don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean?
I think here's the deal. Serving food is actually more difficult than I think you think.
I know I'm not at all trying to make light of the job.
Yeah.
I just think there's one thing I was born to do, and it's
I think
not
you'd be
this, but I
very-
think it's pretty high on the list of things I was born to do.
You could do it. You could do it. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I don't think you could. I don't think you'd knock it out of the park day one.
I don't know. I'm pretty 50-50 on it.
There's a speed. First off, if you're entering in your own food, there's a speed that you have to gain with learning where all that stuff is. Sure. That's gonna hold you up right there. You ever been to a Starbucks when they're training the new employee?
Yeah, no, it's not.
That's that times 18 tables a night. That's gonna suck, right? Wait, where's the iced coffee again? Oh, it's on a drip, but it's iced. Drip. Where is it? That's what you're gonna do every single time when you go to that machine. The machine is gonna be a big problem. If
Someone,
your trainer
real quick, if you work
is-
at Buffalo Wild Wings, send me photos of the point of sale system, and I'll start learning.
Start learning.
I think that you have to master the idea of treating all of your tables like one, not just and don't let them one trip you. That's the hardest thing. So when you see 4 tables, if someone sits, get everyone's drink order at once. You know what I mean? When you go, you're doing drink orders, get everyone's refills at once, bring them all there.
Yeah,
Take everyone's order at once if you can. That's what you got. That's the big key to not getting in the weeds.
The one trip.
The shitty thing is when you start getting a table sat, right, and then you go get their drinks, you come back, start taking their, and then another table gets sat, and then the same thing, and that's when it starts getting a little hectic. So, this is just my little keys of wisdom for you.
I mean, what we should do again is figure out Buffalo Wild Wings should sponsor this, or Cheesecake Factory, or any other restaurant that wants to sponsor this, and then you get to sit there, you get to commentate. You're shoutcasting what I'm doing.
Now,
and you can throw me curveballs. You can bring in.
Can I shoutcast or can I-
Here's the table full of blind ladies, and I'm like, oof, this is outside of my element. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys want? And they're like, food, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know.
Like
Can you read the menu to me? I guess.
Well, you're in the right place because here everything you eat with your hands, so that's easier.
Good point.
We're
Good
family.
point, too.
And also, yeah, you got to be specifically good at upselling. That's what you got to go. You got to go in with the mindset. These people want. These
Wait, that
people
doesn't
want
right. This
water.
doesn't sound right.
Wait, what, Nick?
Listen, these
I
people-
was totally with you this entire. I was like, damn, Nick's dropping some knowledge. You got to upsell?
You got to upsell
How come?
because people want waters, they want free bread, and they want one entree.
Huh?
That's it.
I want to flip that table.
Every. How many times have you been on a date where you're like, if this woman orders a fucking appetizer, we're done. You got to get in there. You got to sell them on beers. Alcohol's great if you can get. And this is Buffalo Wild Wings, so we're not doing bottles of wine unless Gia's there. But like, when I used to work at the Italian restaurant, it was sell a bottle of wine. That was your goal. Sell a
Are
bottle
you
of wine. Sell
upselling
an
now?
appetizer.
You're
sell a
upselling.
dessert.
You're upselling for your own tip.
Yeah.
because it's percentage based.
Well, because if I come in, if the average table at Buffalo Wild Wings, the average 2-top is probably $25. That's a $5 tip. If I can get them up to 50, that's a $10 tip. If I do that with all my tables, I'm making twice as much when I get out of there. Does that make sense? Desserts, a good upsell, but you got to get them primed, right? You got to get them right with those. That's why when you walk to the table, they go, "Can I get any appetizers? Sorry, you guys want me to fire up some of those?" And then you name a couple, right? You guys want some of those
Chili
pickle
cheese
chips?
poppers? Yeah.
You guys
Ooh,
like
yeah.
chili? Oh, I love my. Let me bring you guys over to that couple. With us, we're suckers. Oh yeah, I'll give.
Yeah,
bring
that's
us
the
all.
thing is, if you name a couple things, you're gonna get the guy at the table that's like, "Are we getting that?
But
Are we
that's the
getting
thing.
that?
It's always
Are
me.
we getting that?"
Yeah. So
And that's you. That's you, Tim. You're that guy.
I love those mozzarella sticks. and
I
those-
feel like we're
those-
all a little bit.
we
Yeah,
are.
we all have
Yeah.
our own kink. That's the thing when you get up there.
And that's the thing. And then the thing is, all you have to do is sell one person on the beer. Because if it's a party of 6
Oh,
dudes,
sure, yeah.
if I get you, if you're the drink,
But
I'm
you're a
like, "You
Wild
wanna get a
Wings.
beer?"
See, that's the thing too, I guess. You're right. You're not wrong. But for us in there doing this this experiment, I'm in there for the love of the game. You know what I mean? This will still be my day job. This will still be the thing paying the bills.
Oh, I get it,
I'm going
but-
out there at night, swinging the bat, just having fun. You
But,
know what I mean?
yeah, I get
Every
it.
day out here is a day at the beach. You know
But
what
you're,
I mean?
but see, you're a guy that likes to be the best at something. So you're gonna get in there, and Jimmy fucking Bagaducci over there, who's been serving for a while, is just a little bit better than you. And you know, you're like, if I just put a little bit more time into this,
See,
I
again,
could be better than Jimmy Bagaducci.
I think right now I could walk off the street at Serramonte into that Wild Wings in our homemade apron, and I'd be the best person there.
Well, first off, you'd be the only person there. So, so by default, yeah, you'd be the best server.
Yeah.
I swear to fucking God, last time we saw it, I was like, I think there's only one person working.
Yeah.
I think our waiter had to go back and fire the fucking wings themselves.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
With a clone of myself,
Yeah, please do.
I would try to get him hired here and try to convince him, like, obviously, we can't afford another me, right?
Well, he would understand the financials. Yeah,
Yeah. Because better than me, smarter than me.
exactly.
But
But at what
there's a
point-
part of me that also wants me to just have him at home and just he's freelancing all night. He's freelancing
Yeah.
all day and night.
Yeah.
Just crushing.
And bringing in a lot of funds, right? Whether it's art, design, whatever the fuck. He's just constantly freelancing, editing maybe. Or what if he heads up party mode? Brings it back.
Sure.
Brings it back in a strong way.
Yeah.
See, I would do the opposite. If I had a clone of me, I would send his ass down to LA and be like, just start working your way through the Comedy Store. That's it. Just every fucking day, just stay at the Comedy Store, and I will fund that existence, and then until you get your name on the building.
Because
And
he's
then
better
come
than
back.
you.
You
He's,
gonna go down
he's
there?
funnier and more
Oh,
creative.
then,
than
yeah,
you.
then I'll swap out with him. And
But you're
when
gonna
he's
be
not
terrible
look-
when
when
you
he's
do
not
that, 'cause he
looking.
hasn't done the work.
Well, you know, I just
You haven't done the work.
right in the back of the
Yeah.
fucking head. Just
Yeah.
ice pick.
But he would know that'd be your plan because he's you.
But also, how awesome would it be if I don't see. I'm the opposite of you. Whereas you go out there for love of the game. I just want the recognition. So if there's a guy out there named Nick Scarpino who looks like me, people are gonna go, "How are you so awesome at stand up and also quasi mediocre at making podcasts?" And
Man,
I'm
you
like,
finished that Game Over or the Kind of Funny podcast at 5:00, and then you're on the stage at the LA Comedy
That's
Show
what
at
that's just me, man.
6:15. How did you do that?
I'm just awesome at that. I would do what they did in Multiplicity, where all of a sudden I became a perfect person because there's three of me doing all the shit I don't want to do. It's
She
great.
touched my pepe.
She touched my peppy.
I'm worried about two Nicks. The second you realize
That's 2 lawsuits.
Dude,
The second you
Double
realize
jeopardy,
that
though,
you can touch yourself, you're not leaving. Both Nicks are rendered useless.
Yeah.
do you think?
It's just an endless
You'd make some-
69.
you'd make some
It's a
fucking
69
porn.
that makes
You
the
would make some
infinity
sick
symbol.
porn.
I would not do that to myself. I have no desire to blow myself. But I'd blow your twin.
I got cool, Greg.
No desire.
Yeah.
But
And also,
again,
it
you
would
just
be-
want the recognition.
Here, well, no, that,
Suddenly, you have your own category on Pornhub that's just clones,
clone porn. That's pretty cool.
right?
Clone bone.
But I mean, like, the thing is
Clone
this though.
bone,
The thing
yeah.
is, the clone can't be in my house because
Here we go.
my wife doesn't like me there most of the time. Having another me, she would just leave. Maybe she would leave. She would just never come
Ooh,
back.
what if we just use a spare Nick to always like do the cleaning and organizing around here?
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah.
If you guys hired other Nick to just clean out the prop closet all day long, I'd be fucking happy with that.
Yeah.
And other Nick would love that, by the way. Other Nick would be like where you're talking about your calling was that. Other Nick's organizing and cleaning things was other Nick's like calling.
Nick, your straw looks so sad.
I wanted to touch base before we close out the show of how disgusting this
It
straw
looks like a wilted flower that died.
fucking God.
It
it's
looks
gross.
like
I
Timefall
wanted
got
to,
it.
I wanted to take it out, but I didn't want the desk to get sticky.
Sure,
so
no,
I just,
I appreciate that. I'm not making fun of you. It's just how I'm sorry about your paper straw.
I hate
gross
this
Went
straw.
to Day of the Devs yesterday here in San Francisco, right? And they were like, all right, cool. Here's your 21 and over wristband. Here's your stamp. And then here's your reusable straw. And they gave me this little PlayStation branded, Day of the Devs branded like keychain. And then you open it up and there's a blue straw inside. I was like, what the fuck is
You
this?
should have taken it out right in front of him and snapped it with your fucking.
Like, you can't snap it. It's like, it's very like, ooh, it's, you know what I mean?
Flick it like
Wobbly.
a cigarette. Fuck you. I don't,
Like,
need
I
a
don't
straw.
drink enough of
I'm a
these
man.
Ooh, I would also use Spare Andy. I'd make a band with Spare Andy.
Would
What's
your
their
band be
name?
called Spandy? Spare Andy?
Candy Andes, Andy Mountains.
The Spares.
The Spares, that's pretty good.
The Spares is a
Double
dope
Trouble.
name. Andes.
Double
but not
entendre.
but plural, not
Keep-
possessive.
Double entendre.
Keep them coming.
But okay, so Andy's plural possessive.
Andy squared.
Andy squared is what I was thinking.
Andy
yeah.
squared.
Yeah.
Double fun. Double the double
The
Andy.
Andy effect.
There's got to be
Double
something
Andy.
with Cortez right there.
The Cortezes.
Dan Cortez.
Quartet. If those 4 of us.
Cortezes.
Yeah,
we gotta get
Oh,
there.
that's
really good.
It's kind of hard.
That's
to get
really
there.
fucking good shit.
But yeah, I would do something. It would definitely be creative. Like the amount of times that I thought, man, if I could just have a clone of myself. That's what I always thought when I was in my band. I was like,
Yeah.
man, if I just had a clone of myself to fucking do that thing that I am unable to do at the same time. You know what I
see,
mean?
that's my thing is I don't think I want a clone as much as I want the ability to like boop, split into two, Guiji, get some stuff
Terminator
done, and
Dark
boop,
Fate.
come back
Terminator
together.
Dark Fate,
Terminator
yeah.
Dark Fate.
You know, it'd be real cool if there was 2 of you. It'd make it that much easier to do the 4 video where you're singing and harmonizing with yourself.
Yeah.
You'd still have to do the other 2, but like,
You'd also be good at wheelbarrow races, you know.
Oh, real good.
Real good.
I feel
Yeah.
like of all the people here, I want to just take a second and go back to it. Like, I feel like Andy's twin would be the one that's 69ing him. I don't think that I feel like once they just decided to
Tongue
do
in
that,
the
they would
asshole,
never
yeah.
get out of bed.
I'd be doing a lot of 1v1 basketball for sure.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
For sure.
And you definitely all know you know what you want to do in the situation. so, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
you're in your head. But it's
Yeah.
also just a great workout.
It's just you just look at them and they're staring at each other.
Every
Well,
time
what-
they go-
what's
This
better,
advanced
though?
game being played in their brain.
That's
a
the
great point,
scary
too.
part.
Yeah.
You're eventually gonna hate yourself.
Exactly.
More than usual.
You know what? Have the other one come here. I can go to Funhouse.
Oh shit.
No, the other one's not allowed. I already
No,
talked
the
to
other
Bruce.
we get the better
we
one.
own the one.
I already
the other
talked to
one.
Bruce, who no longer works.
That was in his contract. That was in when he left.
Hasn't been there for 4 months.
But it's Funhouse, so he's still probably the hiring manager.
Cool, Greg. What would you do with a clone of yourself?
Beat his ass,
Yeah,
bro.
cool. He would kill himself.
Yeah,
He would kill
yeah,
that clone.
no, yeah. Cooler Greg. That one. Yeah,
Fuck, no.
that'd be
Would,
the
would you
fucked
want
up
all of us to jump him?
Cool Greg and Cooler Greg?
Like if you're like,
I
guys,
might give him a fair one, but I might not. I don't know. We can sleep on it.
Okay.
If
Sleep on it.
he had another cool Greg, but he was like a little bit more mellow, could we call him Chill Greg?
Cool Greg, could we call it the chiller version of you, Chill Greg?
Well, Chill for
After I
short.
beat
We'll
his
call him
ass,
Chill.
you call me anything you want.
All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Kind of Funny podcast each and every week. 4 best friends gather on this table.
didn't do it at the
it. Each want to talk to you about whatever they want to talk about. If you like that, head on over to patreon.com/kindafunny. You can get each and every episode early as when we record them. What are you giggling at?
I don't know why I'm laughing so hard at one of the questions we didn't read, which is, what is your favorite Mel Gibson movie?
Everyone think about that. We'll do that. We will do that in the future from Jay. Jay wanted that. And then Cody Peters from Chicago said, if you could rewrite/tweak any movie's plot, which plot from which movie would you choose?
No, that's fine.
These, of course, were
I have
submitted
one
at
as well.
Don't wanna answer that.
patreon.com/kindafunny.
What reptile would you want to be furry?
Yes.
Think about all that. You can submit your own topics, patreon.com/kindafunny.
What is wrong with
you?
you?
Can get the show with a pre and post show. You can get it ad free. If you don't want to give us any bucks and get it early, no big deal. You can get it with ads, no
Iguanas.
pre and post show. YouTube.com/kindafunny, roosterteeth.com, podcast services around the globe each and every Friday. Until next time, we have a post show to do. It's been our pleasure to serve you.